Well, hello. I'm Matt. Welcome to the good life. I do a little radio show from my backyard in the hills of Encino. I'm a lucky guy. In fact, I'd say luckier than most. I have lots of friends that I like to call stars. Hey, in fact, there's one now. You probably know Ryan Stiles, Drew Carey Show. Whose line is it anyway? Black Hawk Down?
I wasn't in Black Hawk Down, Matt. That wasn't me, okay? What are you doing here?
The gate was actually open. I thought I'd take a little jacuzzi-roo.
I got company coming over, okay? People that matter, okay? Get up, go.
Bubbles feel so good,
Look,
Ryan.
Matt, you know what? You gotta stop doing this, okay? I can't be coming home with the wife and kids and you're in my tub, okay? Just get out.
I'm not wearing nothing.
Doohickey, you know, the doohickey that rolls.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time!
The most imitated radio station in the nation.
I'm through with standing in line for some fun to begin, but I found a good thing leaving me with a grin. It's time for Outlaw Radio to begin.
You have the great Billy Gibbons here? Yeah?
It's very cool.
He just passed out.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, that didn't sound too bad. Huh? Had to lighten him up loud.
Oh, man.
We're here with Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Had to lighten up.
Oh, little Outlaw Radio.
We're here with Matt.
And he's not fat.
We got all his guys and girls in the house. Let me tell you, that's where it's at. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Allen. Pass me a gallon.
All right, okay. Welcome, my friends and my friendlies. Welcome to Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, and the finer radio stations, if not the finest in the nation. Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, easily acquired if you're listening to us and not getting the visual. You can find us at kamalato.us. That'll get you here. Thank you so much for spending time with us. I know you have many things on your plate you could be doing right now, but instead you've chosen to drink, smoke, and interrupt with us, including but not limited to Tattoo Dave at the helm. He's our producer of the show.
Hello.
My brother Mark. Okay, and Mark C.G. Boyer. And Ralph Odierna, not here yet, but as I understand it, on his way. And,
He had a golf engagement this morning at 10, figuring he'd be done around 2, but apparently he's
apparently
still on hole 16.
What part of the Southern California area is he hanging?
He is in the Santa Anita area, so
That's a ways. That's a ways.
he's going to be a good hour.
Okay, well, geez, because I have some Ralph Odierna dirt to get to, and I don't want to put it on hold, so I have to decide which way to go.
Best to talk behind his back.
And believe old James Commie, he's at it again with more sand formations. And so we'll jump into that in a few minutes. I found myself, because I have been, so attached are we to the internet. I mean, we can't even run our lives without the internet these days, especially if you're in a business where you need it. And most businesses are these days, including my own self. And I've been without it since Monday. Finally got hooked up yesterday. It has been a twilight zone. It has been an absolute stinking hell. And then I find that our phone now is not working. So the internet up, and it's connected through all of the same stuff. Internet up, phone now not working. So it's always something. It's always something to look forward to, my friends. And because of that, I can't get my Amazon Prime subscription up. So on a Friday night, last night, I want to watch a damn movie. I want to find something. And I know it may take me an hour to scroll through that myriad bad movies to find something that might be palatable. But no, I can't even. The Amazon Prime is not. So now back to YouTube. And
I went to buy a friggin' toilet seat on Amazon last night.
Yeah.
I have a brand new phone.
Yeah.
I have to.
Get on that mic.
I don't remember my password or anything, so I can't buy anything now. So I had to use my old phone.
Yeah.
Hook it up to the internet
How
to
much?
buy the toilet seat. The damn toilet seat.
Right. So you have a brand new phone, and now you know why I use my old phone and not the new Apple. Even though
I don't have Apple.
that damn thing has come in handy this week because of the hotspot technique. Yeah. It has at least kept my smart TV on. So instead of me going completely nuts in a quiet room all by myself.
Well, that's why I told Mark, try the hotspot, because, man, he's going to turn into Jack Nicholson.
Oh, no. I will.
That was a fabulous
He was there.
suggestion.
Oh, yeah. No, I was on the verge because this has been Twilight Zone without any internet all week, and which screws up my other radio stuff that I do during the week. But enough about that.
I remember back in the day, like, we never had this.
Which I miss. I miss
I had
that.
a pager, and even that was too much.
Oh, a simpler time. Oh, I miss that. I'm a Luddite. I really don't need the phones.
Right?
I don't.
Payphone on every corner.
Yes.
You pull over, yeah.
Oh, God, I just miss
Those days sucked.
Well, I disagree with you, Mart. I completely miss those beautiful. We can romanticize them all we want, but the truth is they were simpler times, and this social media is non-social and has certainly gotten in the way of having great relationships with people.
Absolutely.
There
was a time I had however many friends, and I knew everybody's phone number.
Yes.
I don't know anybody's phone number.
No, because you don't need to.
Right. It's just ridiculously bad.
Because we have gone through a mind numbness where we don't need any information. We don't even need to add anymore or subtract. And that's why I think kids these days.
You don't need to go to school anymore.
No, really, unless it's computer school. Right?
I don't need a Thomas guide anymore. When I started in my business, I used to use a Thomas guide to find where we needed to be. And it was mandatory that you knew how to do that.
And P.S., I know Tattoo Dave, and he was probably really damn good with that thing.
I was good.
Yeah, I know that. I know.
Those things were confusing.
When you put your mind to certain things, it's like, boom, okay, got it.
Yeah. Things are like as thick as a freaking dictionary.
Yeah, but fun. I mean, fun. It's like, okay, you do this, you do that.
But think of the work that went into those things. Those guys went everywhere. They knew every street, every turn, every height, every bottom. I mean, it was just crazy.
Well, so here we are, and last night I decided to go to YouTube Movies, and Jaws pops up. And it's been a while since I've seen Jaws, so I decided to myself, I'm going to watch Jaws. And it turns out that I fell asleep before the great ending, the last 20 minutes of the movie. But that's the good news, meaning that I got some sleep last night.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. The bad news is I didn't get to see that climactic ending, which is a good one. So
he shoots the oxygen tank.
Yeah, but dig this. When I wake up, Jaws Revenge is on.
Oh, yeah, they always play them back to back.
Horrible movie.
So here I am. So I am sucked into Jaws Revenge.
Is that one with Lou Gossett Jr.?
That is not Lou Gossett Jr.
I think it's
Mark.
Dennis Quaid, isn't it?
And it is not Dennis Quaid. It is Lorraine Gary, who played his wife in the first one, played Martin Brody, which is Roy the Great, and I do mean the great Roy Scheider. You can get rid of that music now. It starts off as the Jaws theme, then becomes the airplane theme, because that's what they did in that movie.
Hooper, keep the chubbing, Hooper.
Oh, and
we're thinking of Jaws 3, Mark.
It wasn't that? Yeah, Jaws. Is there a bit? I don't think there's an official Jaws 3.
Oh yeah, yes there is.
Really?
Yeah, it was 3D.
I looked it up.
Yeah,
I looked it up on the internet, and I could not find a Jaws 3. I simply found 1, 2, and Revenge. but 3 never came up.
Oh, I thought Revenge was.
That's what I assumed. I assumed that Revenge, but this Lorraine Gary, who, by the way, God bless her, she's 87, because I thought I'd look her up and she'd be dead by now, because in the first one in 75, she looked old as hell.
Yeah, but she's not bad. But Jaws 3, just so you know, was Dennis Quaid and was Louis Gossett Jr.
Is that right? Well,
yeah, 1983 3D.
I couldn't find it. I even punched into Google all the Jaws movies, and Jaws 3 didn't even appear. But my revenge movie that I watched this morning did appear, and I look up Lorraine Gary, who played Martin Brody's, Roy Scheider's, a.k.a. Sheriff Brody's wife, Ellen, and alive at 87. She was married. I got to tell you, these broads in Hollywood who are smart and want to retire from acting, she married the former president of Universal Pictures, Sidney Sheinberg.
Oh, wow.
Oh, is that a smart move? Yes, and they were married for years until his death. This is the one, let me refresh your memory, my friends. This is the one with Michael Caine. Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
He flew his plane around, and then finally, in the last scene, he flies his plane into the water on purpose, because Sheriff Brody's wife, and by the way, Sheriff Brody's dead in this because Roy Scheider was smart enough not to do another Jaws after, I think, the second one. You know, he said, okay, got the payday, have a happy day. But Michael Caine, who has been in every movie. Yeah. Michael Caine, who's a great actor, but he flies his plane into the water, and Mario Van Peebles is in this too. Wow. Oh yeah, and they continue returning to the water. The dude who plays Alan, a.k.a. Lorraine Gary's son, is, he's an aquatic guy too, and so he's always scuba diving, and the shark almost ate him in this movie, but then he goes back in the water, and they all end up back in the water, when the smart thing to do, of course, would just simply be stay out of the stinking water, and then you don't have to fear for your life. But, of course, how do you have a movie then? So Michael Caine, after she says someone else lost their life, and Ellen finally says, screw it, and somehow she knows how to drive a boat. She knows how to jump onto a boat, get that thing started, and she goes after the shark with absolutely no weapons.
Oh.
Yeah, and she said, you could see it in her eyes. She's going after the shark this time.
It's revenge.
Well, it's revenge. But, the revenge is from the shark because I guess her former spousal equivalent killed the shark's daddy, the new Jaws, who is out there. So she goes out there and she says, you son of a bitch. but she has no plan, and she has no spears, and she has nothing to. So when finally she stops, the shark then goes after her boat and eats part of it, and you're almost wishing, eat her.
Yeah.
Just because she's too stupid to eat, to act, to live. She had no plan. She's out there going after a shark and this is not just any shark. This is the Jaws shark. This is the great white.
Yeah, no, it's Jaws.
I don't remember the movie. I know I've
by
seen
the way,
it.
man, I got to tell you something.
You son of a bitch.
Okay, the first one, really quickly. Those three actors, Robert Shaw, Richard Dreyfuss.
Yes.
And who you just said.
And by the way, Richard Dreyfuss, I was amazed how young he is. I thought he'd be in his 80s. He's 77.
Yeah.
77. And
man,
a great actor.
And Robert Shaw, I hang out with a guy sometimes in the Valley out here. That he has a full-size statue of Robert Shaw. This guy's a Jaws freak. He loves Robert Shaw.
I'm a Robert Shaw fan. I'm not a freak, but the man was great in everything he did. One of the greatest villains in a Bond movie. I mean, he is going to... And P.S., the dirty little secret is he was never sober in any scene.
No.
That guy drank like, I was going to say a fish, but a shark. He drank, and isn't a shark a fish, really?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The Indianapolis scene where he talks about it, the shot went way too long, and he said to Spielberg, take it, this enough for
The
tonight.
Indianapolis scene. Now, I love you, who you have taken time out of your busy schedule to watch us on YouTube, Rumble, X, and listen to us on the finest stations. So when you hear the Indianapolis scene, you must be scratching your noggin
About a car race
as
or
I am.
something?
I know now all of a sudden.
That's where he discusses being on the Indianapolis after dropping off the first H-bomb.
Right.
And the boat sinking.
Okay, yeah.
But no one knowing that they were out there because it was a secret mission.
So you're talking about when they're all down there getting drunk in
Oh,
in
yeah.
the galley, right? On the boat.
I'll show you a
Way
scar.
to go home.
Right. And
So he took the script home and rewrote that entire speech.
who did?
Robert Shaw.
He did, yeah.
And brought it back, and they did it in one take.
Wow. Well, he's a brilliant guy. I mean, he is a brilliant guy. So anyone who gives you asks about drinking, they're wrong. I tell you, the best actors are best drunk, and the best performers are, and the best musical writers,
Best producers.
oh, high as hell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When the scene with the town hall, that's when Robert Shaw made his entrance into the movie.
Oh,
The chalkboard.
Chalkboard, and then he says, "I can get that bird for you.
Yeah,
Bird. I can get this bird for you.
Yeah, I can get him.
It's gonna cost you though." Who Potter? I'm telling you, who Potter?
$10,000. They were only offering $3,000, but he said $10,000, and I'll bring you the skull.
So who got the 10,000? Because he got eaten.
Yeah, he got eaten. I know. Therein
I
lies,
wonder if it went to Roy.
therein lies the question. I wonder if Roy Scheider got the thing. Roy was in one of my other fave movies of all time called All That Jazz.
Oh God.
It is one of the
Bob Fosse.
one of the greatest movies of all time, and a movie that Roy Scheider should have won an Oscar.
What about Blue Thunder? Do you remember that?
Oh,
movie?
that was a great movie,
Yeah,
but
great.
not up there with artistically with the Bob Fosse movie, All That Jazz. It is so spot on, and I have talked to Laurie Downey Jr., our former producer, who knew Bob, and Bob wanted Laurie to be in one of his Broadway plays in New York. And because she had another gig, and she kicks herself for this, all these years later, she couldn't do the damn thing. But she said that this movie was spot on in depicting Bob Fosse, and Roy Scheider was a perfect Bob Fosse. When every morning he'd hit the cocaine. And by the way, I'm not a cocaine guy. I've never tried it. I don't. I think it's a bad thing.
It's better you didn't.
Well, yeah, because I think people like it too much, and then you spend money that you'd buy a Corvette with, and then you'd put it up your nose. I think all that is a bad idea. But they would show that scene every morning where he was in front of the bathroom and looking in the mirror, and it's showtime.
Yeah.
It's one of the great movies. And we lost a great one when he passed away. Too young, in my opinion. I don't think he was even in his 60s, maybe his mid-70s.
When Richard Dreyfuss.
Roy Scheider, God bless you. Yeah, Mart?
Well, Richard Dreyfuss also did some great movies throughout his years. And,
Yeah.
And my buddy met Richard Dreyfuss at his house. He was installing cable at his house. He didn't know it was going to be
Right.
Richard. And he said he brought him a beer out and said, "Hey, you want anything? You want to?" He goes, "Can I make you a sandwich?"
Yeah, it sounds like
hungry?
something Dreyfuss would do, because I've always thought that Dreyfuss is probably a good guy. And Mark C.G. Boyer there is some tethering with Richard Dreyfuss, and it is what?
My ultra lefty cousin
Yeah.
was his political advisor for almost 30 years.
Was Richard Dreyfuss's political advisor?
Yes.
Why does Richard need a political advisor?
He was very big in the 70s and 80s in Jewish politics.
Oh, in Jewish politics, which means lefty. But I don't think I think Dreyfuss is more of a pragmatist, especially these days.
Guess what? He's
Yeah.
also another alum of Beverly Hills High School.
Oh, is he really?
My dad taught him.
Oh, is that right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, see that's Tattoo Dave, our producer, his father, who was a professor at Beverly Hills High, and that's one of the reasons why Tattoo Dave speaks Spanish fluently.
Yep.
Something I wish I could do, and I could probably learn it if maybe we should find ourselves in the galley of a boat, Tattoo Dave, and get all drunk, and then you teach me Spanish. And I think after 8 hours, I would probably get the crux of
Yeah,
it.
but nowadays,
I think so
go to
too.
your phone.
Yeah.
Go to your phone. It translates for you.
Yeah, but I would love to know what they're saying behind my back when I'm at
You
the
can.
when I'm at
That was
the,
a beautiful thing for
when
me.
I'm at the taco truck. I would love to know.
Pichi Guado Gamacho.
I simply want taco de pescado, and then they're laughing, and just know what they're saying under their breath. And
Este güero no sabe que está comiendo este mierda. Qué cosa.
See this? He speaks it fluently. And an error from. Oh, by the way, yes, Mark C.G. Boyer.
One last point.
Yeah.
I probably never heard of it.
No, wait a minute. Was this before or after you were a cop?
The movie Sorcerer with
Right.
Roy Scheider.
Get on the
directed
mic.
by William Friedkin.
Yeah.
About 4 men who were hired
Exorcist fame, by the way, William Friedkin. Yes.
to transport failed TNT sticks down a mountain.
Okay.
It is fabulous.
Interesting.
Great movie.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's 25 seconds we can't get back. But here's the bottom line, and that was a hell of a try, Mark. That really was.
Indianapolis theme.
I got to tell you, Marcus has actually turned me on to some movies to watch at home.
You could have stopped to turn me on.
Well, I definitely didn't want to do that. And they've been actually excellent movies.
Well, good for you two, you movie lovers.
Everybody sounds really distorted. I hope it's just
They hold hands on Sundays.
No. I moved 2 seats away.
Sit there in the movie theater. Yeah,
Play footsies.
Yeah, but you have a long arm. So the emails and YouTube comments are still coming in about this. Apparently, on last week's show, Ralph Odierna claimed to be a huge Bruce Springsteen fan in the 70s and 80s and today, and then misidentified one of Bruce's songs. Oh, this printed out wrong again, Mark. Thanks, Mark. I depend on Mark, and yeah. So I guess Darkness on the Edge of Night, when in fact the song is titled Darkness on the Edge of Town. And if Ralph Odierna is such a Springsteen fan, it seems to me that he would know these things. The song is titled Darkness on the Edge of Town. And we listened back to the show, realized that Ralph also foolishly misidentified a few other songs from Springsteen, like Dancing in the Park instead of Dancing in the Dark.
Did he say park? I didn't catch that.
Yeah, he did.
I would have known that one.
Yes, and I'm engulfed instead of I'm on fire, and Hungry Belly instead of Hungry Heart,
Right.
and Brilliant Halloween Costume instead of Brilliant Disguise, and Birthed in USA instead of Born in the USA.
And he's a real fan.
Yeah, and Streets of Cucamonga instead of Streets of Philadelphia. So we here at Outlaw Radio take these actions seriously. As a result, Ralph Odierna has been suspended from the first hour of the show today without pay.
No pay.
He will return the next hour,
Hopefully.
in theory. But Ralph Odierna, please be better. Please do the right thing.
Did you see Bruce?
Be better.
Was it last week or I think it was last week?
Yeah.
He was doing a live performance and he fell. He did a Biden.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Bruce Springsteen's cover band loses a gig in New Jersey after Bruce's overseas tirade against America. Okay, why did this come out the same way too? Oh my God. Okay, hit this. This is 703.
Got it.
Bruce.
They're removing residents off American streets and without due process of law are deporting them to foreign detention centers and prisons. This is all happening now. The majority...
Pause for a second. You notice it's only... you can't even hear the applause because the audience is sitting there thinking... You're across the pond. We all paid good money to watch this legend sing, and he's boring the hell out of us. So you hear this little trickle of applause, meaning shut the F up.
Get to your music, bitch.
Yeah, you dick. You dip ass.
And obviously that's somebody's telephone recording or something, right?
Go.
Representatives have failed to protect the American people from the abuses of an unfit president and a rogue government.
Unfit president, he says.
Yeah.
So now Bruce Springsteen cover band loses a gig in New Jersey after that tirade. Arena rocker Bruce Springsteen's caustic comments about President Donald Trump have cost 9 cover band musicians a modest paycheck from a bar gig they were planning to play next weekend on the Jersey Shore. No Surrender, billed as the ultimate Springsteen tribute. My friends, I do have a question for you. What could possibly be worse than watching Bruce Springsteen, the real Bruce Springsteen, live on stage?
Watching a cover band.
Friggin' tribute band. And
some guy with a bandana in his pocket prancing around trying to be Bruce.
And these guys, they played Springsteen and classic rock covers for more than 20 years. They were set to perform at Tom's River. I know, I've been there. And I like the area. Tom's River Hub in Tom's River on May 30th after the singer-songwriter kicked off his European tour in Manchester, England, with a diatribe against the president. No Surrender band leader Brad Haberkorn started receiving concerned text messages from bar owner Tony Rivoli in New Jersey.
Tony Rivoli?
Yes. Springsteen also just released a live recording of the Manchester show that includes the rocker's comments, which we just played, about Trump's corrupt, incompetent, and treasonous administration. Now, the Jersey engagement by the cover band has been canceled. Owner Vitoli cited his restaurant's conservative customer base, saying that featuring the 75-year-old rocker's music was too risky. He reportedly offered to have his band play only. How about this? He offered the Springsteen cover band. He said, you can play, but if you play only non-Springsteen classic rock covers. But Rivoli balked at paying $2,500 for regular classic rock as opposed to Springsteen-specific material. He wrote this in a text message to Haberkorn. In a message written to the group's bassist, Rivoli stated, whenever the national anthem plays, my bar stands and is in total silence. That's our clientele. Tom's River is red and won't stand for this bull S.
God bless you.
Yeah, tribute bands have become increasingly popular in local music venues, offering versions of bands like Zeppelin, The Doors, and others.
Okay.
They've gained in popularity because the groups they replicate either no longer exist or the concert tickets for the actual artists can be in the 3 to 5 figures. But he said, screw it. And so thank you, Bruce, for costing this little band, this cover band, tons of money. We'll be this after back.
Of a golden palomino, carrying a man who fights wherever justice needs a champion. In a hideaway on the other side of the hill, with Hollywood close enough to smell, one man dared to step up to the bar and talk, and other outlaws heard the legend and joined together to tell their tales. This is how it began. Smoking, drinking, interrupting. Magic Matt Allen. This is Outlaw Radio.
When we last left you a couple minutes ago, talking about the fact that Bruce Springsteen, first of all, is a big douchebag. Secondly, a cover band there in New Jersey where Springsteen is all the rage, has a glorious fan base in the great state of New Jersey, the Garden State, where I used to live, had the most beautiful neighbors on the planet. I always assumed that my neighbors in New Jersey would be much like those neighbors in Wisconsin, down-to-earth, real people. And certainly the way it is here in Southern California, in the LA area, right? Everyone's down to earth, right? Tattoo Dave?
Down.
Right? Really? Down to earth? Really?
Down.
Sweet people? Yeah, so Eddie Vedder has jumped in, even though Bruce Springsteen cost this cover band in New Jersey a $2,500 gig. Now, you may be saying, well, $2,500, hey, that's a lot of money depending on who you are, man.
I got to tell you, that's a huge price for a cover band.
Yeah, I thought so too, man.
You do things around here, you make what, $250, $300, $500 maybe, right?
Would you turn up Mart's mic, please? God,
I'm
this
sorry,
is
I had the wrong one.
Stupid.
Okay, back off.
Eddie Vedder is defending hero, quote unquote, Bruce Springsteen's overseas America bashing rants during a performance in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pearl Jam frontman Eddie Vedder, one of the goats.
Jeremy spoken today.
Yeah, one of the original goat singers, voiced a defense of left-wing rocker Bruce Springsteen, who continues to bash the United States while touring overseas. What a chicken-ass thing to do, man. What a chicken-ass thing to do.
What do you think? I lost respect for all those guys. There's one guy in Pearl Jam, that's Stone Gossard, God bless you.
Yeah.
He's the only guy that makes sense in that band.
When a hero like Springsteen brings up issues and makes his thoughts be known, he uses his microphone to speak for those who don't have a voice sometimes, Vedder bellowed from the stage.
Man, listen to me.
He praised Springsteen for talking about the issues, but slammed Trump for not responding on the issues. What doesn't he respond to? Like everyone? They make this crap up, man. Trump's response had nothing to do with the issues. They didn't talk about one of those issues. They didn't have a conversation about one of those issues. They didn't debate about any of those issues. All that we heard were personal attacks and threats that nobody else should try to use their microphones or voice in public or they'll be shut down. Well, I don't believe that Donald Trump is shutting down Bruce Springsteen. I mean, especially overseas, but of course even here in America. I don't believe. And the definition of fascist, if Trump is indeed a fascist, that would be the first thing he'd do.
Exactly.
He would take away his microphone.
Yep.
No more performing, Bruce. You've been a bad boy. So that's not
put the E Street Band in jail.
Yeah, that's not allowed in this country that we call America. He absurdly continued. This Eddie Vedder, who is certainly coming off as dumb as a mud fan.
Well, but and clearly he is known to be the leftist that he is, and he's been silent for a while. That's the perfect.
But wouldn't it be great if you could be, at the very least, you can be a leftist and educated on these issues?
Well, but not only that,
this stuff he's spewing is absolute lies, fabrications.
He does that crap, and I have a certain little place, a little thing that what came down, and this is a true 100% of my kids' lives story. That in Seattle, after Mother Love Bone, after their singer.
And by the way, here's the good news, Mart. You don't have Ralph Odierna here to fact check you because he would be all over you on this.
Well,
but
that's good because there's no way he could.
Go ahead.
So anyway, Dave Hillis, the guy that co-produced Pearl Jam 10, their first record,
right?
He called me.
They called it Pearl Jam 10, the first
album. That's the first record, 10.
You mean the first album?
The first album's called 10.
Oh, I love that.
So anyway,
well, see, that's funny.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, that was put him on the map.
I love that.
I
can't remember.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, so before they got Eddie, and Eddie was auditioning back and forth, going to London Bridge.
Yeah.
Dave knew I was back in town. He said, "You know what? I'm going to hook you up with Stone Gossard. Why don't you go audition? Because they're not happy with this guy. He's from San Diego.
They weren't happy with Eddie.
Eddie from San Diego.
All right.
Coming back and forth. So I said, okay, done. Stoney calls me at my house.
Yeah.
At Mom and Dad's house.
Yeah.
And Dad goes, hey, there's some guy, Stone Gossard from this band.
Yeah.
Pearl Jam.
Right.
Okay. So I call him back. I take the phone into the bathroom, the old rotary phone, and I take it in the bathroom, and I'm like talking to him, and he goes, tomorrow around 1 o'clock? You bet your ass.
Okay.
Goes, this guy's not working out.
Yeah.
So I was going to go audition. I get a call 3 hours later from Hillis. Eddie flew back into town an hour ago and nailed every part of that record.
Is that right?
And he goes,
is that
for
right?
some reason he nailed it all, and they went with him, dude. I'm sorry. So that's where I got freaking screwed for the audition.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Yeah.
And he's a lefty, too.
Well, yeah, not only is he a lefty, but he's a real dumb lefty. Not that.
Aren't they all?
Yes, they are, because we could say that, those who happen to be a liberal are not necessarily big dummies, But lefties, they are out of their friggin' skulls, and they love to lie, and the truth means nothing to them. But part of free speech is open discussion. You see, that's where the free speech comes in. Part of democracy is healthy public discourse. The name calling is so beneath us. Bruce has always been as pro-American with his values and liberty, and his justice has always remained intact. This is Eddie Vedder talking. And I'm saying this now to be sure this freedom to speak will still exist in a year or two when we come back to this microphone. Because what's going to change exactly? Vedder was spurred to defend Springsteen after the president recently called the New Jersey rocker a dried-up prune on a True Social post in a response to Springsteen denouncing America in his overseas concerts. And he's not speaking of real dumb rockers, Bono calls for Hamas to release hostages and Netanyahu to resign. Well, if he said it, then what the hell are we waiting for? If Bono from U2 made this statement, U2 frontman Bono just 2 days ago called for Israel to dump Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu while urging freedom for the Hamas terrorist group's hostages and an end to the war in Gaza. What more needs to be? Right. What more do you need to hear?
Sunday, Patty, Sunday.
Than to know that Bono of U2 is on the right side of this, and this is sort of a non sequitur, but we've been known to throw those out there on this show. Do you know who Nancy Grace is?
Yes.
Well, listen. She's been around for a number of years.
Yep.
I know of her through a former friend of mine, until she became an Orange Man, a bad person.
Georgia.
Yeah, a writer. She's written a tome. Speaking of a tome, remind me of this tome right here, Magic Matt's new book, which. Oh, we'll get to that.
We'll do that again. I guess. Let me put your camera.
Okay. For those of you watching us, Magic Matt's new tome.
What in the hell is that?
Now, hey, by the way, for those of you watching us, don't you want it? I know you're looking at that and you're thinking, you want it.
All the juice is in there.
So,
all the juice?
Oh, yeah. All
the dirt or the juice?
The
dirt. Nancy Grace, I know of her because of this gal who used to be a friend, Georgia. I won't give her last name, but she wrote a book or two. And I've always called her a man-hater. And now I know why she was always a Nancy Grace fan, because this Nancy Grace is one man-hating, loud-mouthed piece of crap. And with hair that you just know that if you stuck your fingers in there, you couldn't get them out.
No.
That it's a pile of hair that is so stiff that you would be afraid, and if you sniffed it, you'd die of carcinogens.
There's small fur-bearing animals that live in there.
Oh, geez, her hair is an a sundry list of fur-bearing animals. But she's doing this whole, Diddy thing, and she's getting quite a few hits on this. But my God, she's annoying when she talks about the Tootsie Roll, and they're talking about Diddy, but she calls it the Midge Tootsie Roll, and then she shows the little Tootsie Roll, when in fact no one on the stand said it was the midget Tootsie Roll. It was simply the Tootsie Roll describing his unit. And so why she goes with and she thinks she's being clever and funny? Who the hell gave this gal a gig for so many years? And she had a syndicated TV show, and now there she is popping up on social media. And I'm glad that I finally have been witness to her idiocy, but everything out of her mouth is slapping men upside the face. She hates men.
Matt, wasn't she? We were at one of George's parties. She came over one time.
She may have. May have.
Her really? And who's the other friend that she used to have that we...
the former...
Rue McClanahan?
Yes.
No, the former pointer on...
What?
We know who we're talking about, Matt. You know.
I don't know.
Political broad. She used to come over.
I don't know. You're talking about the stupid attorney who's never tried a case.
Oh, Gloria
Allred.
Yes.
Allred, yeah.
Gloria Allred.
All douche.
Who wanted to do my show, and I just have no...
you told her no.
I have nothing to ask her. At the party, it's like, I got nothing to ask you.
Or you've got nothing to say.
Yeah, well, she's never tried a friggin' case, and she's full of crap, as so many attorneys are. There are some good ones, and when you need one, you need one. And there are some poignant, ridiculous. They do exist
at the bottom of the ocean.
It's like the great example are doctors, man. I would say that maybe there are 10% that are brilliant.
Yeah.
Doctors who are brilliant. Then you got the 90% who are just making a paycheck, and they go by the book, and they, stick the wooden thing in your mouth and say, and let me touch your nuts. And it's like, what are they doing? Why are they touching my butt? Stay away from those.
And what does the dentist have to do with that?
Exactly. I'm tired of these dentists wanting to touch my
I hate to say
my
nads.
But
it's an old joke.
I'm just so sick and tired.
We did have an attorney that was a regular on the show, God rest his soul.
Yes.
He was a good.
We had a couple of attorneys.
Yeah, he was Don Waldman. God bless him.
I was thinking Gordon Salad Bar.
No. Don Waldman, who coined the phrase palimony. He's the one with his partner Marvin Mitchelson, who coined the phrase palimony. Yeah. And Don Waldman was one of the good ones. And damn it, if his wife hadn't killed him, he would be. By the way, that's parody. I'm just kidding. I don't think she did. Okay.
Well, that guy was really quickly. That guy was so cool. Don
Waldman was one of the greatest.
He would pick me up from my house and take me to a hockey game.
Yes,
because he had season tickets right behind the glass.
Yes.
And
no, he was a good. He was a good man. We've already okay. So you love him. We love him. We all love him. But this whole Diddy thing, and Kanye West says, "I'm done with anti-Semitism." Just weeks after sharing Nigga Heil Hitler song. But he said, Kanye finally he's got on record as saying, "Yeah, I'm sick of this anti-Semitism. I'm off this." Well, good for you. A lot more coming up next on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio.
stars, wannabes, and people who just want to hear themselves talk. The demons of decadence, smoking, drinking, and interrupting. Live from an 1876 Virginia City, Nevada-style bar, this is Magic Matt Allen, Outlaw Radio.
I just don't know about this RICO thing, man. If the RICO charge, and that's the big charge in this, is that going to hold water unless they use the bringing over a pimp from New Jersey into New York City, and somehow that charge holds up because of that the Punisher, who was, was P. Diddy's
prostitute.
Yeah, prostitute for his lovely Cassie Bobassi, Banana Fana Fofassi, and now Kanye West says, I'm done with anti-Semitism, even though he put out that Nigga Heil Hitler song. He declared he's done with it just weeks after release of, and I can't say it. I mean, I could say it, but I won't say it. But it's the N-word as a repeated chorus. Rapper Kid Cudi.
I'll say it.
Or is it Cudi? Oh, Kid Cudi, who I've never heard of in my life, but it's meaningless.
Yeah.
Like,
I've heard of him.
I'm of an age now where I don't know. Who are these rappers? Who are these kids? I know Snoop Dogg. To me, he's a new rapper, the Snoopster. He's testifying about his Porsche being bombed after a relationship with Cassie. So he's having a relationship with Cassie. Cassie tells this rapper that she's no longer in a relationship with Kanye West. Jesus. And so she's lying to him, and it sounds like this Cassie is starting a lot of these problems.
Sounds very convoluted.
And so, and yes, does this Kanye West come off as a really freaky son of a bitch who I wouldn't want to spend time with? No. And that party, I would be there for less than 30 seconds, and I would get the hell out. And I have attended here in Hollywood. I have walked into some of those that just didn't seem right.
Yep.
And I'd grab a drink, I'd down it, and then I'd have my driver, me, take me home. I'm not that man anymore, by the way. I don't drink and drive.
You drink and make Mark Boyer drive.
Well, whatever it takes, man, to have a happy day, and I take my life in my own hands with Mark C.G. Boyer behind the wheel.
I know, it's almost worse.
Almost? Yeah. So Kid Cudi testifies about his Porsche being bombed after a relationship with Cassie, even though, and supposedly they can't pin this on Kanye West, even though about 6 months before that he said, I'm going to bomb your car to Kid Cudi. He did. He said that. And so it's a Molotov cocktail and put a big-ass hole in the top of Kid Cudi's car.
I got to tell you, man, that Cassie Ventura is just gorgeous.
She's beautiful.
She is beautiful.
But when you have that sort of female wiles, you can get away. What do we say on the show? The most important thing for you females to be?
H-O-T.
Is hot. Is hot. That's the most important thing. And this Cassie gal,
she's a freak.
Proves that. And she is a freak. So,
which is like there's nothing better.
What's
so good. Dave, you are correct, sir.
Was she really sucked into this vortex?
Uh-oh.
Did she really have a problem having sex with the Punisher in front of this Kanye West sitting in the corner of the hotel room wearing a veil over his head so the Punisher wouldn't be able to identify him?
What the hell is going on?
Oh, it's so nuts. It's so nuts.
Wait a minute. So this is news to me. So you're saying that this Punisher did not know who was hiring him? And
No. He finally realized later on, I don't know, third, fourth, whatever visit it was, when he's in the hotel room before they arrive, Cassie and Kanye, and on the TV it says, "Welcome, Mr. Kanye West."
Oh.
So he sees that, and now he knows, and the jig is up. How about that? Huh? That's how he discovers who this guy is.
How much of this crap do we really believe?
Oh, yeah, believe me, I believe very little of it. But what I do know is Kanye West, a.k.a. P. Diddy, is a freak. Regardless, he's a freak.
Yeah.
But is he a freak enough where these charges should put him in jail for the rest of his life? That is the question, especially when you delve into Cassie and what she's all about. We'll be this after back on Outlaw Radio.
Buy a new car, but the price ain't right. Ain't that cold? Be a damn sight cheaper. Yes, it would. Start riding the bike. Listen, they're making milk out of powder. Yeah, they are. Got the babies crying. Poor baby, they know what that stuff is. Rent's gone up higher. Yes, it is. Got the parents lying. Lord, it's a real motherfucker, yeah. Make you wanna run for cover, yes, it will. And if you look, you will discover, yeah. Lord, it's a real motherfucker. Good God. Listen, got to go to a disco. Throw your troubles away. Dance to the music, yeah, that the DJ plays. Well, all right. And then the lights come on, yeah, like you knew they would. That cold. Gone home and face the music. That don't sound too good. Ain't that cold? Listen. Lord, it's a real motherfucker. It'll make you wanna run for cover, yeah. And if you look, you will discover, yeah. Lord, it's a real motherfucker, yeah. Lord, it's a real motherfucker, yeah. Make you wanna run for cover, yes it will. And if you look, you will discover, yeah. Lord, it's a real motherfucker. Say it's a real motherfucker. Oh, get out of here! Goodness. Too cold. Cold-blooded, cold-blooded. I'm telling you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is
Let me stop you at this gas
buymeabourbon.com.
Give me 3
Come on,
gallons
guys,
of
buy
low
us a bourbon. Catchy Dave, not begging, but just asking.
Stop and give me 2 hot dogs and a strawberry soda.
Buymeabourbon.com.
Ain't that cold? Be a downside cheaper. Yes, it would. Start riding the bike. Listen, they're making milk out of powder. Yeah, they are. Got the babies crying. Poor baby, they know what that stuff is. Rent's gone up higher. Yes, it is. Got the parents lying. Lord, it's a real motherfucker, yeah. Make you wanna run for cover, yes, it will. And if you look, you will discover, yeah. Lord, it's a real motherfucker. Good God. Listen, got to go to a disco. Throw your troubles away. Dance to the music, yeah, that the DJ plays. Well, all right. And then the lights come on, yeah, like you knew they would. That cold. Gone home and
Doohickey, you know, the doohickey that rolls.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time! Our main event! Outlaw Radio.
Hi, this is Sean Young on Outlaw Radio.
Hey, this is Shelley Berman on Outlaw Radio. Listen, come on, listen to me or listen to Matt. If you like being bored, it's great for you.
It's Robert Hayes. I'm here on Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt, a.k.a. The Weasel. We are here to drink. We're here to smoke. We're here to interrupt. You may drink. You may smoke. You may interrupt, but I'm here to...
Live from the Lighten Up Lounge, this is Tom DeLuise saying, this is Outlaw Radio.
Hi, this is Chuck Woolery at Lighten Up Lounge on Outlaw Radio. Lots of fun, guys. Be back, 2 and 2.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to Outlaw Radio, where we smoke, we drink, and occasionally we bother people who look old and weak.
Hi, this is Rick Dees with Magic Matt, a.k.a. Mr. Cigar, in the Lighten Up Lounge. We drink, we smoke, we interrupt.
Well, myriad comments on our YouTube page, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. You can find us through Kamalato.us. It'll take you right to our YouTube page.
So I got to tell you, speaking of a myriad of comments, Matt, Gunther.
I just knew it'd be Gunther. I just
Gunther,
knew.
our loyal listener.
But yet a troublemaker.
Troublemaker, but putting it out there, says, did Matt seriously say New Jersey a-holes compared to us?
I didn't know. Okay, first of all, I never said New Jersey a-holes because...
Well, I think that was his, yeah.
Okay, but I mean, if we're quoting here, I was talking about New Jersey, the fact that I lived in West Orange, and I had beautiful neighbors.
Yeah, you always said that.
Beautiful neighbors in West Orange, New Jersey. So Gunther, on our, I guess on our YouTube comment page.
Yes.
So, and feel free to comment on our YouTube comment page because so many do, too. But, yeah, and so Gunther goes on to say what?
Yeah, he says that he's so disappointed that you compared New Jersey to Wisconsin. I won't say the a-holes, but he said a-holes.
Yeah.
He's all, oh, hell no. Ask Mary! Exclamation point.
Well, Mary is from upstate New York.
But then, she responded, I'd have to replay it.
And maybe Mary from upstate New York has a bone to pick with folks from New Jersey. I have no problem with folks from New Jersey because, I mean, by and large, I mean, you can say that about any state. Well, California, I have a problem with most of the a-holes here in California.
Well, yes.
And this is where I reside, and I can't stand most of these glad-handing, smile-in-your-face, and they don't even stab you in the back. They stab you in the front.
In front of your back.
They stab you, and so I can't stand these people. Now, in Jersey, I find the common folk like me, and my neighbors, just the sweetest people. And so a few minutes ago, I compared my neighbors in New Jersey with what I would believe my neighbors in Wisconsin would be like.
Actually, a compliment.
Which is a compliment. Yeah. And I know what you're thinking, you Wisconsinites. Don't compare us to Jersey. Okay, I get it. But I think the Jerseyites, by and large, have been given a bad rap, much like many a New Yorker.
Correct.
It's like, oh, New Yorkers are rude. No, they're not. I lived there. I got to know those peeps. They were the greatest radio audience. Now, though, second only to Wisconsin. I say that with all sincerity. But super radio folks they would still look at people on the radio as celebrities. Those were the days. But here in L.A., it's like we have celebrities walking the damn streets. So radio in L.A., it's like, okay, so you're a radio personality, but you certainly aren't Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Is this making sense a little bit?
100%.
Right? Is this printing? Make sure Mark's mic is up because I don't hear it up there. And by the way, that could be a blessing most of the time. But let's just make sure that.
Well, I don't. It's way above his face.
My brother. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. He's pulling a Mark C.G. Boyer, who, by the way,
is the same.
Is napping. He was napping.
No, it's not the same.
I caught him.
I'm talking about the position.
I
of the
caught
mics.
him napping.
I'm here napping.
Okay.
That's how I use my mic.
So anyway, so please, if you have to take offense, my Wisconsinites, if you don't know by now how much I love you, I can't help you. Because I'm not apologizing. I love my neighbors in New Jersey. There are so many good people in New Jersey. And I'm telling you one thing right this second. We are this close to Jersey becoming red. And I think it could happen the next election.
Yep.
Very, very much so.
Agreed.
And as depicted in that story I was talking about, the Bruce Springsteen cover band who lost a gig because of Springsteen's loud effing mouth overseas because he's such a weak, lily-livered friggin' punk that he can't say it here in the States. And he certainly, because he knows the climate in Jersey right now, he would never make those statements on stage in a performance in Jersey because he'd get booed.
He'd probably get hurt.
Yeah, well, he's got bodyguards.
There's one thing to be a tribute band, like an AC/DC tribute band, Zeppelin tribute band, or whatever.
Yeah.
You're a Springsteen tribute band? What the hell is that?
There are fans.
Boston tribute band? Okay.
Listen,
my buddy's in a Journey tribute band.
That's fine.
Okay, I get it. And if you got a lead singer that can hit those high notes, man,
he does.
God bless you. God bless you.
And I got another buddy in a Queen tribute band.
Ooh, okay, I say no. I say no because Freddie was so. He was so unique. He was so good. And when they put out the lead singer from Bad Company, who is one of the greatest rock and roll singers, Paul Rogers, stupidest idea ever.
Yeah.
You don't put
his
Paul,
vocal range is not even.
It's not even in the pocket of a Freddie Mercury. Don't do stupid things like that. But however, Paul Rogers, who I think is probably a pretty swell guy, and what a talented rock and roller.
He pulled it off for a year.
Did he make coin? God bless him.
Yeah. The American way.
God bless him, but it sucked. It sucked.
Yeah. Well, it sucked. He didn't suck, but it sucked.
It sucked.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's not Queen.
It's Bad Company.
And then what about that Adam Lambert?
With what was it, NXS or
Queen. And I never thought Adam was great either.
He filled in pretty good.
He was okay. Yeah, but why? Because he was gay?
No, because he really has an incredible voice.
My buddy saw him live.
No. I'll tell you, he has an incredible voice, and he's dead. Freddie Mercury. Yeah. Adam Lambert has a good voice. Freddie Mercury had an incredible voice.
He had a one-of-a-kind.
So there you go, Gunther. I guess not only am I against Wisconsinites, but I'm going gay now. I'm now officially I'm going gay. Only gay musicians. They're the only ones I like.
Gunther sits back with a little shot of booze.
I hope so.
How could I just inherit it? I know what they said.
No, but he's sincere. He's sincere.
Yeah, he's just starting.
And that's the other thing about Wisconsinites. Sincere as the day is long. God bless you. Love you. No, I'm not kissing your asses. I'm telling you the honest to God truth. And by the way, There's a way that you can receive this book right here, Magic Matt's Cigars, Cocktails, and Crazy Companions. This brand new book. It's a thick one too. Can you tell how thick it is by seeing this on
just published last
video?
week?
Yeah, I will tell you that there's a way that you can obtain that for free, and I'll tell you how before the end of the show. I'll tell you how, and it has a little something to do with buymeabourbon.com, and you get.
I figured it did.
And you get the book for free, and this is a heavy book. This is at least 3 pounds. That's a 3-pounder.
What's the title of it again?
It's none of your.
What, hanging out with Matt? And
None ya.
Booze
none your business.
None your business. That bitch.
It appears Doge cancels the Biden administration grants on researching LGBTQ plus cartoonist gay travel guides.
Oh my lord.
The Department of Government Efficiency, Doge,
God help us,
has much work underway announcing the cancellation of several Biden-era grants. These were grants from Biden, going toward bizarre and wasteful causes such as research on LGBTQ plus cartoonists and gay travel guides. And how many millions? Why didn't I grab some of that when I had the chance? And now that I'm obviously a gay musician lover and
gay.
And gay. Hey, if you said, if I will come out right, but I'd be lying. See, therein lies the problem.
Well, you've convinced Matt Giovannichetta on our common page. He
Really?
says, well, at least Matt being gay is official.
Okay, all right.
Commie, nice Italian.
Oh, I love the
Governor Cheddar. Governor Cheddar.
I love the Italians. I love the Italians.
So Matt, you like
is that a female name?
I know it's Matt Governor Cheddar Fryhart.
All right, Matt. Since I'm gay, come on over. Let's have a little bourbon or two, a little stogie,
or just buy us one.
I'll let you take a look at my Tootsie Roll.
No, let's get this. No, not.
Stop it.
Let's get this straight though. So,
well, I hope straight. Did you say?
You like?
Give it up for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, swing it.
You like Freddie Mercury?
Yes.
You probably like Elton John.
I love Elton John. I love Elton John. I have a picture of Elton John backstage. I brought him on stage in Houston.
It's happening.
He was sitting in a king-like royalty chair, with a throne with boas wrapped around him. Love Elton John, one of the greatest, most talented performers of all time.
And who's the piano player? Famous? Yeah,
that would be Elton John.
No.
What?
No.
What? Franny and Teicher?
Liberace.
No, I was never a Liberace fan.
Me either. I couldn't name one thing Liberace.
Well, you know, and I'm so tired of these rumors that, Liberace's gay. Okay, prove it to me.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not a damn thing. But going forward, my friend, this is a video of a perp defacing a Tesla, or is it? Is this a video of a perp? It's a quick one, and yes, it works on radio as well as Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, on X. Play it, please.
Give it up for yourself. Yeah.
All right. You want?
I had it.
Okay. Yeah.
Dummy drunkie.
Dummy drunkie. And then he always hits the ducks, and I don't know why. I don't know why.
It's a private joke.
I do enjoy the ducks.
I do too.
And by the way, back to before we get to this, back to West Orange, New Jersey, where I bought my second home, and had great neighbors. Right down the street and walking distance was a town called East Orange, where a certain man was born. Only the inventor of electricity, Thomas Edison.
Hello.
Right down the damn street. Now, I never met Thomas, but I would think that I would compare Thomas as being a likable guy like my friends in Wisconsin and my neighbors in New Jersey. Am I digging myself even a bigger hole?
Oh, yeah.
I probably am. So,
what do you mean you never met him? You've met everybody.
So, is this...
Gunther's going, son of a bitch.
Is this a video? And by the way, Gunther is probably one of those who have already bought us a bourbon, buyusaBourbon.com. And I'll have to check, but I bet he has. But don't buy us a bourbon yet, because I have a plan for Buy Me a Bourbon where you will receive this free, massive 3-pound book. And by the way, we don't rate a book by the number of pages or the content, but by the weight.
Hey, Gunther just responded.
What's it called?
Magic Matt Allen, Cigars, Cocktails, and Crazy Companions.
And Clowns.
Gunther is opting out of Buy Me a Bourbon. He said, Buy Me a Bourbon isn't happening today. Wisconsin is the greatest state in the country minus our government.
Did I say New Jersey was the greatest state in the country?
No,
did I say
no,
that?
This has gone over.
I don't believe that I made that
All
statement.
right, we're giving Guth way too much airtime.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think, too.
Down, boy. Down, Guth. All right. Is this a video of a perp defacing a Tesla? Let's see. So he's walking around the car, right? As we've seen in many vids.
I'm waiting to hear the spray can.
Walking around
I love Tesla. What a great car. What a great company. Thank you, Elon Musk, for exposing all that government waste. We appreciate it. Keep it up.
No, that's our buddy Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Oh, he's great.
I love that guy. And who's fuming when it comes to electric cars? Gavin Newsom, our governor here in the formerly great state, the golden state of California, fuming as Congress repeals California's EV mandate. Wow. Ain't that about time, my friends?
Hello.
California Dip-S Governor Newsom was fuming 2 days ago as Congress passed a repeal of California's electric vehicle mandate, which relied on a special waiver from the outgoing Biden administration in December. And so, oh, wow, so you won't be mandated to make or purchase so many electric vehicles. Because wouldn't that be fascism, telling us citizens what to do?
A little bit.
What we can't do?
Yeah.
And speaking of despicable man or life haters, I don't find that this is a happy woman. When her husband became president, she never came off as happy. I always found her very race-baiting and sort of hating Whitey. If you don't mind me saying, always thought that she had a chip on her effing shoulder about Whitey.
Can I guess who we're talking about?
You don't have to guess. I think everyone would be able to guess this one.
Hillary Clinton.
She makes... I thought you were kidding.
No, I was serious. You said
you're wrong.
One of our first ladies. You didn't say which one. You didn't say the recent one.
Michelle Obama makes a...
It's Michael. It's Big Mike.
Single... Yeah. Well, according to our former FBI director, another something in the sand, which is our thumbnail on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio this week. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You can find it if you would like to check out the show there on YouTube, on Rumble, on X.
I swear I thought Marty was going to come in with Big Mike.
No, Big Mike or Michelle. I thought he was on the right page there. No, Michelle Obama makes a single... So not a singular joke, but being single joke about marriage on her podcast, on her award-winning podcast, my friends.
Oh, award-winning.
Yeah, and it's, I don't know, do I have that on your sheet? It's 426, and I hope this is the right number, but it's 426. This is Big Mike, a.k.a. Michelle Obama.
Sometimes I get in the bed and I'm freezing.
Yes.
And other times it's like, oh my God, take my skin off.
It's like the change in temperature is wild. For any woman, anytime, but especially at this age.
It's a battle with a partner, right? Because he's always cold. And I'm like, do not touch. And sometimes I wake up hot and I'll wake him like, did you touch the thermostat? You touched the thermostat, didn't you? He's like, it didn't, I swear to God. He now knows he's afraid of the thermostat. I said, I don't care what you do, do not touch anything in this room after I go to sleep. Do you wear an eye?
Including me.
You know what, I'm just not ready for that.
Neither am I.
I'm not ready for that either.
See, that's an interesting conversation.
Give it up for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think wears the Wranglers in that marriage, huh? Is it Big Mike or is it old Barack Obama? You know,
do you think she shaves every day or did she actually wax it?
You do not touch that. You do not touch the thermostat. You do not. I mean, if I'm Barack Obama, I would have to get out of bed and say, perhaps you have no idea who I think I am. I'm the president. I am, and I will always be. Currently, no, but if you're the president, you're always referred to as president. I'm the president. I'm telling you, there's a bit of rockiness in this stinking marriage, and she has never come off happy to me. Anyone?
No.
Right? Always
No.
sort of,
Happy without him.
Always sort of disgruntled, always pissed off, always pissed about something. And it's just, I don't understand how a woman who's, you know, she was bitching the other day about having to pay for the food when she was living in the White House, that they would have to pay for food.
I heard a little bit about that, yeah.
Because they'd have to shell out money for food at the White House while he's making $500,000 a year being president, right? He doesn't pay for anything else. He certainly doesn't pay for the electricity in the old White House. No. That would bankrupt him. But Donald Trump takes no salary.
No.
Donald Trump takes no salary. Do you ever hear any of the media talk about the fact that he accepts no money for his gig?
Never hear that.
What the hell?
Hey, you know what?
I bet you he uses DoorDash.
And I bet you Melania doesn't go, I'm too hot, I'm too cold. You know what Trump does? I'll just go in the next room.
Yeah, I'm just,
It's temperature control in the White House.
Yeah, let me just,
I'll go somewhere else.
I mean, I gotta live in this old dingy place, you know, so yeah, I'll find a place. And P.S., you know, I find that a little odd about Big Mike, a.k.a. Michelle Obama. I find that a little odd because I always find women to be cold, right?
Yes.
Women.
We run hot.
Dig this. Women are 99% of the time cold. But Michelle here is talking about being hot.
Man.
She's too hot. Isn't that freaky?
Well, I think she's not as hot.
Yeah, that's
anyway.
the funny thing is, yeah, she said that. I wake up hot sometimes. I'm thinking, no,
you never do.
How about that never happened?
Snaggly wigs.
Yeah, that never happened. Yeah, but once again, lending to the rumor about Big Mike. I mean, because the Big Mike is hot, not cold. I have never, and I have.
Big Mike has a Tootsie Roll.
Believe me, not one to boast, man. But I have been with myriad women, and they're all cold. They all want it. They would have it smoldering in that room while I'm sweating my huevos off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I got enough time for this, I think.
You think Big Mike stands up to pee?
Stands up to what?
To pee.
Caroline Levitt, who is one of the great gals of all time, exposed at NBC reporter for calling Trump a liar to her face. White House press secretary Caroline Levitt went off at NBC reporter Yamich Alcindor for saying President Donald Trump made false claims about the persecution of white South African farmers during his meeting with President Cyril Ramaphosa. May I just say, we don't deserve this woman. We don't deserve this 27-year-old hot blondie who happens to be ridiculously articulate, so schooled, so smart, doesn't talk down to the audience. She's one of us. She's a good gal. We don't deserve you, Caroline Levitt. Go.
Yamish, good to see you.
Hi, good. Thanks for taking my question.
All right, stop. I'll have you restart it. Notice how nice she is to this gal who she knows is not on the side of the White House, not on the side of Orange Man. But yet she's so diplomatic and so nice. Go.
Yamish, good to see you.
Hi, good. Thanks for taking my question.
Sure.
The president showed a video that he said showed more than 1,000 burial sites of white South Africans that he said were murdered. We know that was not true and that the video wasn't showing that. So I wonder, why did the president choose to show that?
What's not true, Yamish?
It's not true that the video was showing a burial site. It is unsubstantiated that that's the case.
No, it is true that video showed the crosses that represent
what the president claimed.
The video showed images of crosses in South Africa about white farmers who have been killed and politically persecuted because of the color of their skin. And those crosses are representing their lives. Those crosses are representing their lives in the fact that they are now dead and their government did nothing about it. Are you disputing that there's no...
The video showed what the president claimed it showed, because it did not show that. But even more, what I'm asking you is who at the White House...
No, it did show that. It showed white crosses representing people who have perished because of racial persecution.
Verifies the videos that the president shows, and what protocols are in place when there's unsubstantiated information being put out for the world and world leaders to show?
Yamiche, what's unsubstantiated about the video? The video shows crosses that represent the dead bodies of people who were racially persecuted by their government. In fact, the Associated Press, of all places, has a picture of that very monument, and the caption from the Associated Press is, "Each cross marks a white farmer who has been killed in a farm murder." So it is substantiated, not just by that video and the physical evidence that everybody saw on display in the Oval Office, but also by another outlet in this room, the Associated Press. So you should take it up with them if you believe the claim is unsubstantiated, and that's a ridiculous line of questioning. John, go ahead. Go.
Love her, man.
Yeah, do you want to fight with her? Do you want to debate with her?
Not if you want to win. Not if you want to win.
A little pussy.
You mean you meet Alcindor? Hey, you know what? Talk to your daddy Lou about this, okay? Yeah, talk to your daddy and why, and I go back to Airplane One and why he screwed up against what's his name, Boston, right? Who was one of the greatest basketball players of all time?
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird. Yeah. When Lou Alcindor. And there was, remember that scene? Yeah.
Yep.
And why? Because the kid in the cockpit, his father would say, "You know what? You screwed up, Lou."
Have you ever seen a grown man naked?
That wasn't either one
Wasn't
of those.
that was Airplane, wasn't it?
Well, it was Airplane.
Yeah.
Why are we going to break?
We are.
Yeah, you meet Alcindor, you're an idiot. And the reason why Caroline Levitt brings up the Associated Press, they are left as left can come. They are lefty bobefty. So check that. If you want to fact check them out. Why are they saying that? You know, always these gotchas. Trump bad, lefties good. Because President Biden did such a good thing for America the last 4 years, right? We'll be this after back.
establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Passive Aggressive has a new home. You're listening to Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt Allen.
It's Outlaw Radio time!
Yeah, a couple of folks we truly don't deserve. Donald Trump and Caroline Levitt, man. We just don't deserve them. They're too good for us.
You know what? After all this, we do deserve them.
And I say that because for those lefties who, I'm imagine there's a handful who happen to check us out every week. Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, and the finest radio stations in America. That just must piss you off.
They have hater parties.
When I talk about we don't deserve them,
They have pictures of every cast member of this show.
I know how it must burn your asses. This RFK Jr., God bless him. Donald Trump, you're a madman. You're a smart guy for bringing him into the fold. I love his stance on how do I put it so we're not banned from YouTube. Injections, the jabs, right? I'm with you on that. You were right about that when it came to this fake major flu. Yes, it was a bad flu, but that's what it was. It was a bad flu. Why were the hospitals filled with patients? Because folks that never would have checked into the hospital ever in a million years over a flu did so because they were told that this is a major thing and people are dying. So it was pure effing hysteria. And RFK Jr., 100%. I never got the jab. Me
either.
You didn't, Mart?
Me too.
Never,
God bless you. You wait, Tattoo Dave? No.
Thank God.
No. Billy Dilly?
No. And Mark, yes.
Mark C.
Of course he did.
Well, being the
He's
old
afraid of his own shadow.
Well, being the old Democrat Jew that he
not
is,
afraid
my son.
Yeah.
My son not only had he would get tested if he had the sniffles. He got tested 15 times, and he got like 2 jabs, 2 boosters.
Hey, Mart.
Got everything.
Your son.
I started my ex.
What?
My ex got the same.
Well, she's a big lefty, but your son is not the odd man out.
He got tested 15 times.
The majority of people. Oh yeah, yes, because and that whole testing thing. If
Matt, I got tested every day for 2 years
because you're on the set of a TV show, and if you're tested enough times, it'll come up positive. Sure. They were wonky tests. It was a big crock of S and P.S. Not one to boast. I told you this on this show during this quote-unquote epidemic. I told you the honest-to-God truth. I told you not to fear. I told you it was a bad flu, and this was not any worse than any other flu. Well, yeah, but people were dying. People die thousands, a million every year because of the flu.
I went to a drive-through Walgreens to get tested so I could get paid for
this whole mask thing. Remember that? Well, you don't have your mask on. Screw you.
So I get paid.
You don't have liberty. You're not showing me liberty for being an American.
Yeah.
We don't have
I still see people today driving by themselves in a car wearing a mask.
Yes, but Tattoo Dave, don't you like that so we know who the idiots are?
Yeah, just
at least we know who the dumb F's are,
Matt,
Mart.
My point was, driving through the drive-through at Walgreens, a drive-through pharmacy, I go, I came to get tested. The reason I did that, because I took the week off and I got paid 40 hours for it.
Right.
I didn't have it. I knew I didn't. So I went to the drive-through. She goes, here's a swab. Take this through the window of my truck, put this in your nose and swab your nose, hand it back to me. I could have shoved it up my a-hole.
Yeah, of course. Of course. No, it's true.
And you would have had it.
But it's
Yeah,
true.
I would have had something else.
But it's true. It's true.
Prostate.
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, prostate what?
Listen, hold on a second. This guy's got herpes.
By the way, that's Billy Dilly. That's Billy Dilly. He's new this week to the show. Welcome, my Marine friend. Hoorah!
Billy Dilly.
I love my Billy Dilly. Love my Billy Dilly.
Happy Veterans.
But RFK, God
not
bless
till
you.
Monday.
Even though
It's Memorial Day.
I think that RFK Jr. is a bit wacky in some of his other conclusions. He says that he will find the root cause to autism by the end of March. Now, I will tell you that. Well, you're
bold.
You're laughing, but he believes this, and Donald Trump has bought into this. I don't think that this is an epidemic. I do believe that because regardless of what it is you have or don't have, they simply put the label of autism on children over the last 20 or 30 years where they never would have done that in the past. Well, you're autistic. Boom. Okay. Yeah, here's another one. It's just an easy label. I don't think we have more autistic kids today.
It's like Asperger's.
Yeah, but that's autism.
All inclusive.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a thing. Now, I will tell you, this is one of those rare things. I have no facts to back this up, but my gut with this flu BS that we went through for several effing years, locking down businesses, taking our best dive bars away for good. My favorite dive bar here in the San Fernando Valley, hardware stores. You know, mom and pop stores, because the left, those idiots like Governor Newsom, they don't give an ass about mom and pop. They care about big corporations. It's not us on the right. No, we really do love you. We love small business. But it's those Gavin Newsoms, man, those ass bites on the left. They can't stand small business. And that's why they did what they did and put so many out of business. I was right about that. I believe I'm right about this. I don't think autism has gone through the effing roof. Now, Trump, you know, he's 78 years old. He's a great president. He's doing other stuff. I think what he's thinking is, you know, RFK, just do your thing. Yeah, as long as you're not going to hurt anybody, you know, just play in the sand.
I'll correct you later.
Yeah, no, just do your thing, right? I mean, because it was a smart thing to have him as a constituent to the party, to our campaign. You know, to have all of these folks who were former bona fide dyed in the wool. I mean, the guy's a Kennedy Democrat, and he came over to our side. Anything to win, so Donald Trump could do the right thing. Now, the left, it's anything to win so they can have power and then do the wrong thing and corrupt America. And females should not be alone in their own locker rooms amongst other females. No. If you say that, my God, even with a penis, I'm a female, you should be in there invading their space. Screw you. If that's my daughter in there ain't a chance in hell that's happening. No. My daughter would have been homeschooled instantly.
It's called clack clack.
What?
Shotgun.
Well, no, see.
He said click, click.
No,
clack.
And I knew what he meant, but it's like violence. Violence.
No, I wouldn't do that. But I'm saying my daughter was in there.
It's not, Mart. It's not the way. It's not the way because it's not legal.
Yes, I said tallywhacker.
It's not legal. Hangover star Zach Galifianakis, who is one of my favorites, who is one of the funniest guys I think in the history of funny. He says, "I keep Hollywood away from my family."
Good.
Yeah, perhaps best known for playing Alan in
the Hangover.
The Hangover franchise, says he's kept Hollywood away from my family. Amid his rise to fame, I keep show business away from my family. He says, I've never wanted my real life and show business to be combined. This is my work, and that's why they're not here. the Due Date star.
I was just gonna.
Was that good?
Excellent.
Really?
Excellent. Robert Downey Jr.
Yes, Due Date was a funny.
I was just going to tell you, I got a great story about him doing Due Date.
Well, Robert Downey Jr. is funny as hell and, and a great actor.
And in this movie, he played like the Steve Martin in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. He was the more serious guy, and Zach Galifianakis was the comic crazy.
And it was
fool.
good?
It was excellent.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was excellent. Excellent. And I'll tell you a quick story.
Okay.
My buddy did the coordinating of the transportation department on that movie.
Right.
And said part of the movie took place. They were driving home from, I forget where the cold snow, where they landed at Philadelphia, something, just snow. Anyway, couldn't get home and driving home. And in the process drove to the Grand Canyon to release the ashes of Galifianakis' father in the movie who died, and he was carrying his ashes with him.
Right.
And my buddy said to me one night
you told us this on the show.
Yeah. No, I think I told you at poker.
No, you told us on the show.
No, you told us.
Oh,
on
okay.
the show.
Then
But
never mind.
you must have been blasted. But for those of you who hadn't heard it, can we distill this down in 30 seconds?
30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. They wrapped up for the day. They were all getting shuttled to the hotels.
Yeah.
And Galifianakis said, "I'm going to stay the night. I'm going to stay here
Right.
in his trailer." They came back the next morning and they couldn't find him anywhere.
Yeah, right.
He came hiking back up like 6 hours later.
He had to be
fell. He fell.
He had to be a hot mess, man.
Just a complete disaster. Just fell. He went hiking and fell. Luckily, not too far because it was the Grand Canyon, but fell and then got lost and went the wrong way.
Oh, jeez.
He's a nut.
Yeah, but he's
awesome.
He is.
Love him.
I love the
I
guy.
met him one night in Woodland Hills. That's where he lives.
This Zach Galifianakis is married to philanthropist Quinn Lundberg, with whom he shares 2 sons. Has previously commented that he has told his children he worked as a librarian. I said that when they were younger because I didn't want them to know anything. He laughed. But now they're older. They know that I'm down here promoting this, he added, referring to his upcoming film, Disney's live-action remake of Lilo and Stitch, which has been promoted here in Los Angeles. I guess his sons were reportedly born September 2013, November 2016, meaning they'll be turning 12 and 9 respectively this fall. They'll see it, Galifianakis told People magazine, after being asked if his kids have been able to watch the new Lilo and Stitch movie yet. Yeah, we'll take him to the movie theater to see it in time, but we live pretty remotely, so I don't know if it's even going to be playing where we live. He plays Jumba Jukiba.
Well, he's voiceover, right?
The scientist who creates Disney's iconic blue alien Stitch. In the upcoming film, Galifianakis prefers to keep his sons out of the entertainment industry. He said he recently brought his family to Hawaii, where he was filming the movie The Bored to Death. Okay, The Bored to Death Star. So is that another? Anyone know that movie?
One I don't know.
Don't know it.
He said it was a dream situation, partly due to his friendship with director or whoever. At 55 and working as an actor for a while, you don't know if you can sustain this. But Dean and I have known each other for, boring. I don't think he's capable of making anything. Okay, stroke the director. Even Galifianakis has to do some stroking.
Best thing he ever
You got to
did.
kiss the director's
Yeah, of
ass
course.
a little bit. Yeah.
I think the Fern was the best thing he ever did.
Oh, no, it is. It is. It's a takeoff on cable access and your own cable access TV show. If you've never seen The Fern with and P.S. Once again, I don't know his politics.
Brilliant.
I don't know his politics. He probably, you got to think that he leans left.
Probably.
But I bet he's a pragmatist, and he's
How funny is The Fern?
He's a smart guy, and check out The Fern, but not right now where you're watching us. Otherwise, that'll just piss me off. And Nolte from Breitbart, this guy is the greatest. He's a movie critic. He knows showbiz, and he's just a John Nolte, good man. And he calls Tom Cruise our last movie star. And P.S., I've never been a huge Tom Cruise. I don't dislike him.
No.
But I'm starting to sort of, although I say Clint Eastwood is the last movie star,
Right.
but John Nolte is beginning to call Tom Cruise the last movie star. I'm sort of getting it now with Tom.
I absolutely get it.
Right?
100%.
Because
from Top Gun to
That guy has had a career. He's played everything.
And dig this. Tom Cruise refuses to answer reporters' Trump questions He just says no. He just says,
God bless you, Tom.
And Nolte says he's proved why he remains our last movie star by refusing to answer a baited question about President Trump. Of
course.
How friggin' awesome
That's
is that?
awesome, man.
Yeah.
I just think that's gorgeous. And so, I still, to this day, my favorite Tom Cruise movie was Risky Business.
Great
Oh, it's
movie.
great.
I thought he was perfection. That's the movie I never saw him act. I never saw him act in that.
And that's also one of his first, right?
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
What about
When he
Legend?
tried
What
to
about
produce
Legend?
Legend?
Legend, the
I thought that was Will Smith.
No.
Was Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder?
Yes.
He was the
It was
he was the mogul. He was the producer.
He was the producer in Hollywood
That's right.
who was wearing a fat suit and was pure brilliant.
Yeah.
Tom
Was
Cruise was
so
brilliant.
good. Yeah.
All right.
Harry.
I promise you a lot to get to.
Talk to me, Goose.
Including confusion. We'll dive into that and cryogenics when we return on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio.
Don't lose electricity.
What's up, all radio peeps? Tattoo Dave here, checking in. Just wanted to say hey to Gunther, Randy, Chris, all you guys out there on the YouTube comment page. M&M45, Mary, hi Mary. Anyway, just wanted to reach out and say thanks again. We really appreciate you guys. Do me a favor, spread the word, like, follow, subscribe, do what you got to do so we can do what we got to do and be what we got to be. Love y'all. Thank you.
This is Outlaw Radio.
All right, next hour, my friends and friendlies, we will discuss the crossing of legs with lefties and why they do such a thing. What are they exposing? Why are they going out of their way to cross their legs? Because I notice these things, and sometimes I will talk about such things, but a brilliant, sort of, not a friend of mine, but I've met him once or twice, and I love the guy, and we'll expose that in a few minutes. Plus, what is confusion? I will break that down. And cryogenics? Yeah, new take on cryogenics next hour. But in the meantime, oh, by the way, and some cool Trump stuff, and and lefties just going nuts in Cannes in France. I got some choice stuff to share with you. It just curls your hair if you're a smart thinker, which means you have a brain, which means you're not on the left. God bless you. Oh, and I should come up with a way. Here's my idea for this. Do you see this book? Do you have a close-up of this book on for those of you watching us and not simply listening to us on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio? But do you see this book?
Good-looking guy.
Okay. Well, this is called Cigars, Cocktails, and Crazy Companions, and we rate a book by the poundage, not by the content or the number of pages. This is a good 3-pounder.
Imagine if it was hardback.
So this is worth quite a bit.
Oh, it's a great
Magic
book,
Matt Allen, Cigars, Cocktails, and Crazy Companions. And all of the folks are involved in this, including Billy Dilly, Mark C.G. Boyer, my brother Marty. Tattoo Dave. And what I'd like you to do is...
Send us $150 and we'll give you a copy.
No. Simply buy us a bourbon at buymeabourbon.com. Now, if you buy us $50 worth of bourbon, follow me on this. What, Mart? Why do you have a problem with this?
There's got to be a
This
denomination.
This is really easy. You simply spend $50 buying us a bourbon. And by the way, bourbons are much more expensive by and large than $50 for a bottle.
You can get one for about $35.
Yeah, Mart, where you shop. We try to stay away from those areas.
Store.
Yeah.
Buy me open bottles.
Right.
I shop in dumpsters.
Well, because they dilute it with bad vodka. Buymeabourbon.com. If you buy me a bourbon for $50 or more, we will send you that book for free. For free.
You pay the postage.
You get no.
Just kidding.
No, I got it. And by the way, a 3-pound book. What is that, Mark? Do you have any idea what that is? That going to cost me over $5 to send?
It's going to cost you like $7.
Really?
Yeah, it's not going to be bad. Well, depending on what part of the country.
Because I want this in the hands of those who love the show. I mean, I really do. That's the purpose behind this.
Mark, have you read the book?
So,
I've read all of my stuff.
What a narcissistic a-hole.
Well, he is. Of course.
Yeah.
That's Mark C.G. Boyer.
Apparently, I have narcolepsy.
Yeah, and
known.
Apparently, you've never received his business card, which says narcissistic a-hole.
Yeah.
Mark C.G. Boyer.
Sergeant.
No, narcoleptic.
Yeah. I heard what he said. Just stay
Let her
up
go.
with me.
All right,
Come on, Dave.
right,
Dave,
I'm working on it.
Work with. I got to tell you, I think Tattoo Dave is going to hostility training. I mean, yeah, he's been.
No, I'm going to anti-hostility training.
He's been. Oh, is that it?
Yes, I got reprimanded yesterday, and I'm now in anti-hostility.
By the way, who reprimanded
Mark
you?
C.G. Boyer.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Look at that, Mark C.G. Boyer.
He took one for the team and made me a better person.
No kidding.
And then at lunch today, I had a little intervention with Dave at the bar.
Wait, you had an
No, he
intervention?
did not. Let's
hold on. You brought it up, and I said he's right. You should. It's better to relax. And just
relax. Well, by the way, coming
That's not
from
an intervention. That's me saying it and then saying yes. You're right.
Yeah, that's not intervention.
Okay, it's not intervention.
But by the way, I think that Mark C.G. Boyer should have a little sit down with my brother Mart. You may want to try that with him.
For what?
He goes a little nuts, right? Right? A little bit? We'll be this after back on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Huh.
Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop. Skip it. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Before we leave, let me tell y'all a little something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. I said uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you said and flown it. If you freak dead and own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you said and flown it. Well, it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop skipping. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Before we leave, let me tell y'all a little something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you said and flown it. If you freak dead and own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you said and flown it. Well, it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't
doohickey, the doohickey that rolls.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time!
The most imitated radio station in the nation.
I'm through with standing in line for some fun to begin, but I found a good thing leaving me with a grin. It's time for Outlaw Radio to begin.
Yeah, the great Billy Gibbons here. Yeah.
It's very cool.
He just passed out.
Yeah.
Hey, that didn't sound too bad. Huh?
At the Lightning Buff Lounge. Oh, man. We're here with Matt. Oh, yeah. At the Lightning Lounge. Oh, little Outlaw Radio. We're here with Matt.
And he's not fat.
We got all these guys and girls in the house. Let me tell you, that's where it's at. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Allen. Pass me a gallon.
Oh, yeah, some of the fine folks, have mercy, baby, that make this show possible, including Tony and Beth. What's up, what's up? Tony and Beth in Wausau, Wisconsin, man. Two of the greatest folks on the planet. I mention that for no other reason than I was thinking about them because I see this little note here on my bar from Tony and Beth, and I'm thinking, man, what are they doing right now? Probably sipping a gorgeous friggin' Wisconsin cocktail.
Old-fashioned.
Yeah, made with brandy, the Wisconsin way. And I just, God, do I love down-to-earth, real people. I love you folks. This is why I love my Uncle Dick in Northern Nevada. Even though it's like, I want to shoot that. I got to be careful the way I say this, even on YouTube. But although I've separated it, so then I can finish it, Donald Trump right in the face. That's Uncle Dick. And it's like, you ask him, my favorite uncle of all time. I love this man so much. We have the greatest times. We cannot talk politics. But I'll ask him the question, if he does get too drunk and he'll make that stupid statement, I'll say, why? I hate him. Excellent. Why?
He needs to get shot in the face.
Yeah, right. And so now he doubles down. It's like, okay, all right.
Well, he brought it to me.
Yeah, it's just so stupid.
He said, grab the P word. That's what he said. He goes, well, you said grab the P word. I go, what?
Really?
You're offended?
Right. Like my Uncle Dick has
You're
a
offended?
problem with grabbing a woman but my uncle?
Not a chance.
Am I too loud? Am I getting
No,
in
you're
the red
good.
there? Okay. Listen, it is beyond belief that my Uncle Dick
He did say that to
would
me.
have, who is, by the way, the loudest mouth, the foul language guy who has said the nastiest things to males and females.
Yeah.
So, you know where this is coming from?
Gail.
Yes, his spousal equivalent, who, by the way, unlike my Uncle Dick, was always a Republican. Always a Republican until Donald
But
Trump.
she's another hater, yeah.
So she obviously hates him because of that P word.
Yeah.
Is that why you mailed me that Virginia City thing the other day? 'Cause
No, the reason why I mailed you that Virginia City email to me is because I want you to know about Virginia City, Nevada, because I love it, and for you to get a sense of what that's about.
Well, yeah, that makes me want to go there more.
Yes, that would be.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you. Yeah,
that
exactly.
would be. Yeah. Well, so why are you asking?
It worked. Hey, by the way, before we get too far, among the myriad of comments that
he
have
said
happened,
He said fur, and I love that.
Before we get too fur,
I love that.
Before we get too far,
yes, Tattoo Dave.
among the myriad of comments that have been happening, and I brought out and rattled off some names of our loyal listeners.
Go ahead.
I left out Patrick, and he felt left out. And Patrick, I apologize for leaving you out. You're in there, and among Eminem and Gunther and all the other
Patrick is probably one of those who bought a Suburban.
He probably is.
Yeah.
Eminem listened to us?
So I told him I'd make it right, and I've made it right.
All right. God bless you, man. Hey, the weirdest thing. Oh, okay. At break, we were talking about Dan Tana's, which is a local watering hole in Hollywood. It's West Hollywood.
Celebrity hangout.
On Santa Monica Boulevard, and a place that I would show up. So, sometimes
Isn't it right next to the Troubadour there? It's like right
right.
Yeah,
just out of Beverly Hills.
Right next to the Tube and the Troubadour. And I'm not going to say things that are inside. I'm talking to you, our listener, and those who watch us. I say things that I hope to God you will find interesting. And to that end, the Troubadour was the place in 1970 that Elton John performed your song on stage and put him on the map.
To this day.
That's the Troubadour, and it's still a rock and roll friggin' legendary joint.
It's got the best sound.
Right next to Dan Tana's, this old Italian joint, which it's a small place that is always packed, overpriced drinks. I love the bartender there, who is now dead.
Michael!
Which is why I will not be there, because it's nothing but lefty a-holes.
Let's go there for dinner.
By the way, that was Mark who just screwed up the mic, and why you're hearing the hum, so get rid of his microphone right now. Yeah, thank you. You hit it, which caused that hum, and that's why you're
Mark, push the cord in hard.
You're now gone. By the way, not the first time he's heard that. Yeah, okay,
All right, you're
he's
good.
back.
Why is your boom up so high? I don't know. I don't even want to know.
Why are you asking? Yours is too.
Why are you?
No, mine's straight.
Oh my God!
This is the way Matt said it. I don't touch it.
Okay,
Try not to touch
well,
it.
he
doesn't touch it until he falls asleep.
Until
and his
he
head
just
hits it.
touched it, and he caused a hum.
Okay, you know what? Over this.
Yeah, me too, man.
I'm not. Why is Marty asking
I
when
don't
his mic is in the same position
No,
as
I
Mark's?
didn't say Mike. I said the
Anyway,
boom
bottom
stand
line here. There's a lot I'm gonna edit. There's a lot I'm gonna edit out for terrestrials. So let me go a minute later. Okay. So just as my producer,
I will
I
keep
want
that
you to,
noted.
Thank you very much. Watering hole, and this joint, I would always find myself in fights. One night, I found myself into a fight where I couldn't even remember. I was out in the street, bloodied. My gorgeous jacket, Armani jacket, which was my favorite, all bloodied, and Lori was still inside.
Yeah.
Not given an
I
F.
wasn't there, but I heard
Now,
about it.
which leads me,
I wish I was there.
Which leads you, Tattoo Dave, you and I both, my friend. But which leads me to this weird thing last night. Lori Downey Jr., our former producer, and my former spousal equivalent. She shows up last night.
She called me first.
After a week of I've gone through hell. I've had no internet. Imagine a guy who depends on internet, probably you, my friends, to do his gig.
Very hard to imagine.
And no internet all week. So I'm sort of in a freaky Twilight-y zone sort of phase, and I notice that Lori is here. So I'd like to say hi, and I'd like, because I love her. I really do love this gal. And then the next thing I know, she's inside the house, and I open the door, and I say, "Hey, Lori, what are you doing? Come out here." She said, "Well, you should come in here." And it's like, all of a sudden, I'm feeling like it's a power struggle, like it's a power thing with Lori, that I have to go inside the house instead of she should just come out, because I said, and I was very honest, I don't spend a lot of time inside the house, and I don't.
You don't.
I'm rarely in there.
You are not.
Because I'm just allergic to inside houses.
Brush, shave, shower.
Yes, and that's it, man. And then I'm out here in the studio doing my thing.
And the reason she was in there was because I have a song I'm working on. I wanted her to throw some background vocals with me, and she sounded terrific.
But
we didn't record it.
But her first words, I could tell, she was a little drunk. So she had a few pops, which is fine. So come out, let's talk. The next thing I know, she's gone. So it's like a ghost. So Lori Downey Jr., our former producer, she's here, and then I'm looking for her, and so I have this place in my heart where it's like, and then she left, and I feel bad. It's like, But then there's the other side where I don't feel bad. What are you doing? And she told you what? She's mentioned something about a guy with tattoos.
Well,
Tell me what she said.
All right, so her coworkers, she went to some party up here in Porter Ranch, you know, which is whatever. So,
and by the way, Lori Downey Jr., formerly married, for those of you new to the show, formerly married to Morton Downey Jr., the talk show host, and former Broadway dancer, Lori Downey Jr.
So she was at this party, and she called me. She goes, I'm in the neighborhood.
And why doesn't she call me?
I have no idea.
We were the one
because
who
you won't answer.
We're tethered. Well, but she should at least try me first, right? Wouldn't you think? Yeah. But that doesn't
anyway,
piss me off.
What are you doing? I said, I'm just hanging in the back with my dog by the pool. Stop by. She goes, I'm thinking about stopping by. I go, okay. I'm just working in the studio a little bit. I'm in and
come
out.
over.
Yeah. So she comes over, and then all of a sudden she's on the phone, and she goes, yeah, some bald tatted guy. Tatted up guy.
A bald, tatted up guy.
Put me in a car with this guy to go to this studio, apparently in a recording studio that her coworkers have, and they want her to sing on some tracks. I said, really? What? I said, well, you can do that here because I have some songs I'd like you to sing. Oh, I got to go back on it. I go, so you're going to have this bald guy hit on you again, which he did.
Wait. So you're not telling me the whole story?
No, she said
you didn't say that he was hitting on her.
Well, no, that I said that to her. So
okay.
Well, he wasn't hitting him. I said, yes, he was.
Oh, God. Well,
and she goes, I got out of the car.
She always. No. She's not though. She's not.
She is definitely not. She knows.
What she is full of crap. Yeah, she's 100% full of crap.
So she got out of this car.
She knows what guys want. She knows what we want.
They put her in the car with this guy to take a ride. And she goes, no, I'm not riding with him.
So she didn't.
She didn't. She said no. I'm not
and by the way, the other thing is she's a very smart gal.
Yeah.
She's a real.
She doesn't put up with crap.
And street smarts. Oh my God! You know, you try to pull something on her.
No,
you
can't do it.
You will be bloody by the end of that. Yeah, you will be bloody. So now she's gone. And so I felt bad. I sent her a little text last night after she was gone, and I simply said, nice hanging with you. Please stay safe. That was it. That was it.
Any response?
No, I don't expect a response. But it was like a power play. Like I have to, because she's kicking ass at her business, which I love.
That's the first time I've talked to her or seen her in about a month and a half.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. But she was our former producer. You can go back to archives on YouTube and watch some of these shows where lovely Lori Downey Jr. is producing.
She's awesome, yeah.
And she's
better
awesome.
Than new producer.
But
I'm sorry.
Well, aesthetically.
Okay, that's
but
what I meant.
but I'm a heterosexual, male, so that's a different animal.
Marty, nothing you say can affect me.
God bless her. Anyway, Dan Tana's, at break, we were talking about Dan Tana's little watering hole on Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood. And I will tell you, and my statement was, I have never met someone there that I liked. Really. They're all a-holes.
Well, even Mousetrap.
They're all a-holes at Dan Tana's, including Dabney Coleman, who I wanted on the show.
Especially.
But he was an a-hole. Yeah, well, Magic Man, I'd love to do your show. Well, how about you do it before you die? And you did. So you're dead.
Well,
so there is no Dabney Coleman ever. But he promised me. And then he went on that date with Lori.
That was the condition to do the show.
That was, yes, the condition was do the show, you go. And I said, I don't care. This is not about sex, even though in his mind, I told Lori, I said, this is about nailing you. Oh, it's not. Oh, God,
yes,
Lori,
it is.
Stop it. We're guys. That's what we do.
We
want to nail you.
Wait a minute, you just kind of backstepped.
We want the poontang. What? I
said she knows, but didn't know then?
I'm not saying she didn't know.
Okay.
I'm telling you what she said.
Matt, you do the best impression of Dabney Coleman.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But anyway,
I'd love to do your show.
Who's the other guy, the character actor? He was an a-hole, even though I love him.
There is not an a-hole because they're all on the left at Dan Tana's. If you're on the right, by the way, you know what I like? Okay, this is what I want to do. Now listen to me. Listen to me now. Hear me later. Our producer, Tattoo Dave. What I would like to do is you and I, for the first time in a long time, we head over to Dan Tana's wearing Trump hats.
I'm in.
I'll videotape.
You are in?
I'm in.
You will
100%.
You will do that.
I will do that.
I'll come and videotape it.
You, Mart, you won't do
If
a
it's on a
damn
Friday-
thing.
He's got a new phone, so he'll do it.
I'll do it.
Well, okay. We can depend on Mark video.
I am
on,
in 100%.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I want to do that.
Oh,
I
that's
want to do
great.
that because I'm telling you, hey Dave, there ain't a righty in that bar, and the last righty.
I will wear my black Make America Great hat again.
Oh, me too. I got myriad of them. Oh, this is good stuff.
Matt, who's the Irish actor, the character actor, the Irish guy that passed away?
Oh, and he sang.
What's his name? I'll play you a little piece of this if I can find his.
He was another a-hole. He could be an a-hole.
No. Here's the thing. I loved his acting.
Oh yeah. In every movie
he
you've
was
ever
in
seen.
every damn movie. He was in Kelly's Heroes. You know, anyone that's in Kelly's Heroes with Clint Eastwood, I am totally into. This guy. Oh God, yeah, Mark, come on, help me, man.
And by the way, he used to sing.
Who you talking? Like Brendan Gleeson?
No, he sang with Dad. He used to go to Masters and sing with Dad. And he loved to sing.
This guy, I think I thought he would die much sooner, but I think he
lived till
lived.
his 90s.
I think
Peter O'Toole? No.
Oh, by the way, well, that's a big story. That's a big.
Mark, just look up Kelly's Heroes cast.
Yeah. You'll find him
Simple.
there. Yeah, I got so much to get to, man. And P.S. For those of you spending time with us, we probably lost you a few minutes.
No, I think they're interested in this.
We probably lost you a few minutes ago, and I do. He's not a name. He's
Harry Dean Stanton.
Bing. So look up Harry Harry on the instant replay. See if you can find him, and tell me if you did find him. He was singing "Oh Danny Boy." Outside Dan Tana's around March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. And then there's, a couple hanger-on chicks, young chicks, who are trying to get into Harry's pants because they think Harry can help their career.
Right.
That's Hollywood, man. That's the showbiz way.
Yeah.
And it's never been my way. It's never been what I do.
I got Harry Dean dropped.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so dig this. Outside this little watering hole in West Hollywood, I don't know who the hell recorded this, but I got a copy of it, and we're all standing around, including a couple hot broads. The reason I mention that is I want you to listen. You'll hear the chick, oh, that's great. Oh, like stroking him, right? That's Hollywood. Hollywood is full of BS. Everything that you read about Hollywood being full of crap is 100% true. And the fact that 99% of these a-holes are pure a-hole lefties who hate Trump, and they can't tell you why. They really can't tell you why.
No.
Except that the rest of them hate him, and because they hate him, they have to be in that cadre in order to get the next gig. And that's all that is. So Harry Dean Stanton, outside Dan Tana's, watering hole in West Hollywood. Here we go.
Oh, Daddy boy, the pipes are calling. From glen to glen and down the mountainside.
You'll start singing.
Summer's gone and all the leaves are falling. It's you must go. And I must buy. But coming back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow, for I'll be here in the sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so.
Did you meet Matt?
And if you come and all the leaves are dying, and I am dead, as dead I will may be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me. And I will hear the soft dew tread above me, and all my dreams will warm and sweeter be.
He was from his heart. He was drunk as hell.
If you'll just bend and tell
Not
me
bad, man.
that you
Not
love
bad.
me, and I will sleep in peace until you come to me.
That's so West Hollywood horror, slutty chick.
Wow. I want to be a big movie star. I want to stroke you.
Well, that's
wow.
why that's who he went home
Harry
with.
Dean Stanton. Wow. By the way, I think it was one of, and I mean this, I think it was one of Harry Dean's nephews that he and two other guys kicked my ass outside Dantana's. That's what I think. I got to talk to Ralph Odierne about this. You know what? May I say this? This ain't over. And especially with Tattoo Dave. I didn't know Tattoo Dave at the time, but this ain't over.
Well, man, hold on a second.
What pussies who leave me there in the street, all bloodied, my Armani jacket. And then when I think about Lori coming over last night and she left and I felt bad, I shouldn't feel bad.
Well, hold on.
She left me out there.
Yeah.
No.
Different circumstance.
Wrong. Go.
I'm going to say his name. Johnny Cosmo. He bailed because he's a pussy. He didn't help you. He was there that night.
Well, he is a puss. He is a puss.
He didn't help you.
No, he didn't help
Ralph
at all.
came out. You were laying by the dumpster or something?
He's probably the one that
Ralph helped you.
Yeah, he's probably the one because Ralph would.
Johnny ran like a little bitch.
Yes, because he is, and unfortunately, and I don't dislike him.
Johnny.
But he's a little bitch.
It's the truth.
Yeah, so there you go. Harry Dean Stanton, if you don't know who he is, look him up. And I thought he'd live forever. He probably lived to be in
92.
No, really? You looked it up?
91 or 92.
I can't imagine that. I can't imagine
He died in September of 2017.
Yeah, he was so pickled, man. He was so,
what does that mean?
He was
When was
pickled.
he born?
He was pickled 24/7.
1926.
Okay,
So
do the math.
that's old.
93.
93?
No, you believe that?
Yeah.
So anyone that says booze will kill you, they're full
And
of
this
crap.
guy was drunk every day, every night.
Every single day.
And
of his
smoked
time.
like a son
Oh,
of
by
a
the way,
gun.
92, I lost Milt Larson. Yeah.
And because of the alcohol.
Right, yes, it finally caught up with him. Yeah, ex-Obama, I just want to get to a little of this, and I got this next segment that is jam-packed, because I got so much stuff, including cryogenics, confusion, cross legs, and this crap in Cannes in France, and these idiot stick lefty elitists. So this is all coming up. But this ex-Obama aide, I found this so interesting, I'm sharing it with you. Ex-Obama aide laments how Trump has taken over the Obama coalition. This dude, Jon Favreau, and not the Jon Favreau, the actor, obviously. But this guy and Dan Pfeiffer spoke about one of the main things that's gnawing at liberals. Trump has taken over their coalition. The Republican Party is now a multiracial working class party. Republicans are winning enough women and Latino voters, which makes this latest iteration of the GOP virtually unbeatable. The only good news for Democrats is that Trump is term limited. That's it. And there's nothing permanent in politics. In an unreported gripe, but the data and the exit polls don't lie, Pfeiffer especially went into how if Democrats don't reverse course and have the tough discussions about the messaging, agenda, campaign strategy, they're on the path toward total annihilation. Latino voters are fleeing the Democrats. The current leadership and political operative class seems to be banking more on waiting for Trump to screw up, which is not going to work. It's not. That's a bad friggin' idea.
You can wait a whole 3.5 years.
We are the party that is hoping for lower turnout, that fewer people that vote, we have a better chance of winning, that we are losing ground with the fastest growing parts of the population, younger voters and Latinos. That is a party that can win an election every once in a while if the stars align correctly, but that is a party that will look a lot like the Democratic Party from years ago. Isn't that? And I've not want to boast, but I know this. I know this is happening. What have I been talking about? Our black brethren, our Latino brethren, who are not dummies in the least. They have had enough of this crap from the Dems, and they see this Trump as a savior. This is a guy that they think they know personally. And P.S., you do. You do.
He's pretty
Because he
transparent.
really is that guy.
Yeah.
He gives an S about you and us.
And
me.
America.
He gives an S about the working class people. He has no dog in this fight except to make, get ready, America great again.
Yep.
And he's doing that.
Yep.
He's doing that.
You think he's got second thoughts on the big, beautiful bill? There's a lot of things in that, which I'm glad it passed.
Yeah. Well, it has. It's not even close. It's not. Yes, it's passed, but
It
it's
barely
not,
passed.
But we're hoping as we go to break. I think.
No,
right?
you have one more minute.
Okay.
You asked me for an extra minute.
Here's the deal. This man has this big, beautiful bill, which I don't have a problem with any part of it. What problem do you have?
I don't
Mark?
have a problem with it. I've
Well,
just heard a lot of things on the radio.
The problem that the left is having is that the potential.
Oh, I don't care what the left is.
The potential for the loss of funding for Medicare and Medicaid. And that's
You're
what
right.
they're fighting on.
Absolute bull.
Yes.
As far as they're concerned, they're saying that's already been taken away.
I don't know where you're reading that.
It doesn't matter whether it's right or not. That's what they're saying.
It's a lie. It's a 100%
Why
lie.
are you yelling at me for that?
No, I'm not yelling. Or a little bit.
Don't be sensitive, Mark.
I'm not yelling. I'm telling you. But you said that as fact, as though that's what the
It is a fact that that's what they're saying.
Yes, they're lying.
And that's it.
They're lying about it. They
lie
are
about
lying.
everything.
They are lying about that notion, is my point. I understand what the Dems are saying, and they're lying. They know there is no way those items will be taken away.
No.
Absolutely no.
And why are the left-
But once again, just like this fake flu, they are trying to instill fear in Americans.
Yes.
You can see that, Mark, right? You can see what they're doing.
But Matt, in Mark's defense,
I asked you a question. I asked you a really easy question. You can see that, right?
What I see.
Don't take it personally.
Turn his mic off. Turn his mic off. You know,
hey, Matt, just in his defense,
I asked him a real simple question. I said, "You can see that, right?"
It has nothing to do with this
either he
discussion.
can see it or
Nothing at
You're
all.
taking it too personally.
I am taking it personally.
My
This is coming
question,
back at
my
me
question
for
was
what somebody else is
really
saying.
easy. My question was easy, which had nothing to do with the original notion, which I have no problem with. We'll be this after back. Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio.
I lie awake, I've gone to ground. I'm watching porn in my hotel dressing gown. And now I dream of you, but I still believe there's only enough for one in a slowly hotel suite. The journey's long, and I feel so bad. I'm thinking back to the last day we had. Old moon fades into the night. Soon I know I'll be back with you. I'm nearly with you. I'm nearly with you. When I'm weak, I draw strength from you. And when you're lost, I know how to change your mood. And when I'm down, you breathe life over me. Even though we're miles apart, we have each other's destiny. On a clear day, I'll fly home to you. I'm bending time, I'm getting back to you. Old moon fades into the night.
is number one.
This is Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt, the man who is always right.
All right. Woo. Yeah, man, after that heated exchange, you wouldn't know if Mark C.G. Boyer would still be here on the show, but there he is, because he's a real man.
I died.
He came back from the dead.
I thought he was going to jump over the front.
God bless him. So we have one expletive. You heard that? The F word there?
I did not hear it.
I didn't finish it.
Make a note. Make a note.
Yeah. I don't have
My buddy John sent this to me from a boat. I think in the where do
Atlantic.
Yeah. No, he's not in the Atlantic. Bering Sea.
Yeah.
The Bering Sea.
Alaska douchebag.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Atlantic.
Hey, Marty, what you say? Stop sugarcoating stuff. Tell us what you really think.
All right. Okay. So John sent this to me, and there's no setup. There's no real setup for this, and that's why I'm telling you that. But it's sort of an old stupid joke, but it made me laugh. So I'll share this with you, and there's a warning. So please accept this warning. Warning, Will Robinson. Viewer, listener discretion. This is not for everyone. This may be offensive to some. And this notion that you'll hear, I don't agree with. But yet, I continue to find this funny. Here's the setup. Some dude asking, I'm assuming his girlfriend, dressed in this lovely feminine summer dress.
Sundress.
And they're I love sundresses on gals. And they're
silhouette.
And sitting outside. You don't see the guy, but he asks her this question. And did I give you which one this is? Oh, this is Confusion 701. So he asks, I'm assuming his girlfriend, this question.
Hey.
Hello.
What's the definition of confusion?
When you don't know something?
No. It's 20 blind lesbians at a fish market.
Andrew, what? You cannot say that.
No, and of course she said,
I know who that was.
You cannot say that. You cannot say. But and P.S. I will tell you, being a fan of that erogenous zone, and there's nothing I wouldn't do to enjoy. Well, I mean, as long as it's legal and all that, and we're in a loving relationship,
consensual.
Yes. But I love that zone, and I don't know where that comes from. I know that some guys, some friends in my life, have mentioned that, and I'm thinking, well, they're probably homos then. They don't really understand that I love a female scent.
Okay. Hold on.
Love a female scent. Love it. Love.
I'm gonna just intervene here because there are some that do not.
Okay. You don't have to go any further. There, Tattoo
Okay,
Day.
I stopped.
What you're saying is, you have had bad experience.
I have, and I'm very sensitive to smell.
Fine.
But I also love a certain smell.
So am I. So Mart, yes.
I've only aborted the mission once.
You've aborted.
Yeah, because you're talking to a guy that's only been with 3 girls in his whole life.
Okay, whatever. Here's Mark, chill. Here's the bit again, and I'll just play this one more time because we can.
Hey.
Hello.
What's the definition of confusion?
When you don't know something?
No. It's 20 blind lesbians at a fish market.
Andrew, what? You cannot say that.
And she is, in all honesty, it's like, why? How could you? Please don't do that. But she's not bitchy. It's just like, sort of sweet. Come on. Why are you doing that? Scarlett Jugs Hansen says every role I was offered for years after 2003 was as a sex object. She says every role after 2003, Lost in Translation, was that of a sex object. After Lost in Translation, every role I was offered years was the girlfriend, the other woman, a sex object. She was talking to Vanity Fair. I couldn't get out of the cycle. It was sort of, I felt like oh, I guess this is my identity now as an actor. There wasn't much I could do with that. The Black Widow star continued, adding that her representatives couldn't help her because they were reacting to the norm. The industry worked like that forever. Joe Hansen also acknowledged, you come into your sexuality and your desirability as part of your growth, and it's exciting to blossom into yourself. You're wearing the clothes you want, you're expressing yourself, then you suddenly turn around and you're like, wait, I feel like I'm being, I don't want to say exploited. See? She's smart. This is why I've always loved her. Because it's not. She says because it's such a severe word. She says the term is so heavy, but yeah, kind of exploitation. The Ghost World star also lamented being ogled while she was in her teens and early 20s. You know why? Because she's hot.
She's gorgeous.
Because she's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, she's promiscuous. She believe me.
Anyway, an experienced many women admit to looking back with fondness once they get older. Of course, you look back to those times.
Hell yeah,
when
man.
when every guy wants to nail you.
They age out quickly.
The journalist would be like describing my body, and you wouldn't expect that to be what the takeaway was. Jugs Hansen said. They were staring at my lips that whole time. That was so rude. Jugs Hansen then brought up fellow actress, 21-year-old, is it Millie Bobby Brown? Oh, yeah, Millie Bobby Brown, citing a recent Instagram video in which the Stranger Things star called out journalists by name who she claimed had written disparaging words about her appearance. I guess they still do that. I don't think people can do that, Joe Hans. Here, this is why I bring this up. I think Scarlett Johansson is a good gal. I bet she's not a woke lefty. I bet you. I bet she gets it. Because she's sort of saying that, wait just a moment, I'm having a great career here.
Yeah.
Regardless whether you put me in a certain category or not, I'm having good times.
Typecast me because I'm making millions of dollars.
And by the way, how nasty, hot,
But
right?
How about she's in the new Jurassic Park? She is the new lead.
Yeah.
You've seen this? Is this
we saw
out?
the trailer. It's not out yet.
Yeah. Okay. I have no interest in Jurassic Park 20, but if she's in it, I'll watch it.
Yes,
because
it's gonna be worth it.
Once again, my buddy Dave Hillis.
She is so.
He nailed it.
Yes, I know. Had
He nailed it.
Well,
your buddy.
That's what he
My
says.
buddy, I grew up with him.
That's what
he showed me pictures.
That's what he. I have
me
to say
pictures.
that legally, Mark. Just work with me. That's what he says.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, a new sponsor. Don't.
You want me to yell at you some more?
Don't.
Mark, shut up, Mark.
I'm trying to do this so we don't get. So I'm not sued. New sponsor to Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Don't cry, cryo. For those not happy with last year's election results. This is pretty simple, and I appreciate that they have found Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio as a new venue for their sponsorship. Here we go.
Presidential election. Here at Don't Cry Cryo, we understand your pain, and we're here to help. Our expert team of cryogenic care providers can cryogenically freeze you until the Trump presidency has ended. No more crying, no more anxiety attacks, just blissful sleep until Trump is gone. When you awaken from your slumber, we'll even have a party ready and waiting for you. It will be like his presidency never even happened. It was all just a bad dream. As an added bonus, you can choose the Vance add-on package. We'll extend your sleep for an additional 4 years at a 50% discount in the event J.D. Vance wins the next presidential election. Everything will be okay. We're here to take care of you in your time of need. So remember, don't cry, cryo.
Okay, keep it going. Keep it going.
Where am I? Oh, please tell me it's over. Wait, something isn't right.
This is your captain, Elon Musk. I want to be the first one to welcome you to Mars. Sorry, Donald Trump Jr. was just elected president, and he deported all Don't Cry Cryo customers to Mars.
What the?
I'll tell you a dirty little secret.
That was awesome.
That no one else knows, because this is from my gut. I'll tell you who our next president should be. A man named Rubio.
Yes.
Marco Rubio.
I agree.
Marco
100%,
Rubio
man.
is 100% brilliant.
He is.
That man would make the greatest president.
I believe so.
And
Are you saying better than J.D. Vance?
You bet you're.
Really?
That's what I just said. Wow. And I am a fan of J.D. Vance, but Marco Rubio is beyond belief when it comes to understanding United States of America and our liberties and just math.
Oh, wait a minute. Do you think he's going to get the Latino vote? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, and once again,
I'm going to disagree, but I agree to disagree.
You
That's fine.
You don't have to. Yeah,
I know you're always right.
You don't have, and it's a pain in the ass.
I think
Believe me.
It's a blessing and a curse.
So dig this. Corolla is on a rolla. Adam Carolla is on a rolla, and this is something that I should have done, but I didn't because I've been thinking about it. But damn it, Adam did it, and so I have to give him kudos. Go.
All progressive guys cross their legs like women. What they do, literally, it's a sign. It's I cross my legs. As I cross my leg, it'll hike up my top leg, pant leg. It'll expose my colorful sock.
Yep.
And then you'll know where I'm at. By the way, you can watch them all. Watch Gavin Newsom. Watch them all. Watch them how they cross their legs, and then watch how Trump crosses his legs. He doesn't cross legs. He holds his legs wide open.
He puts a diamond in front of his
That's
testicles.
Right.
He sits like this every time.
So there's Trump with the diamond. His diamond, which accentuates his nutsack. Yeah. And then you have Justin Trudeau signaling, I have no balls.
Right.
I have no balls. I will sit in this position for 4 hours, cut off the circulation of my nutsack because I do not have balls, but I have colorful socks, so you know where I'm at. Ladies, gay community, you know where I stand. Look at my socks and watch me cross my legs like a chick.
Yeah.
Like a chick.
I love Adam Carolla. Now let's take a trip across the pond to the Cannes Film Festival to discover how the extra special humans, aka actors, are brave, inclusive, and fascism fighters. First, Mr. TDS Robert De Niro.
My country, we're fighting like hell for the democracy we once took for granted. And that affects all of us. That affects all of us here because the arts are democratic. Art is inclusive. It brings people together. Like tonight.
Not if you're on the
Art
right.
looks for truth. Art embraces diversity. And that's why art is a threat. That's why we are a threat to autocrats and fascists.
He's losing his mind.
America's Philistine president has had himself appointed head of one of our premier cultural institutions. He has cut funding and support to the arts, humanities, and education. All these attacks are unacceptable. And this isn't just an American problem. It's a global one. Unlike a film, we can't just sit back and watch.
Film.
We have to act, and we have to act now.
Pause. We have to act now.
What does that mean?
The always caring left elite. It's amazing how our fascist dictator Donald Trump allow these morons to speak freely. Why hasn't Donald slapped him in the big house? Because
he's moving out of the country.
Isn't that what dumb Nero said he'd do on the Bill Maher show? Play this, because he said this.
If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine. That's what happens in that kind of a dictatorship, which is what he says. Let's believe him. Take him at his word.
I did from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, I said from the very beginning, this guy is never going to concede power.
Pause. Nope, he hasn't conceded power, Bill. He's your president, and Robert Dumb Nero is still not behind bars. And then there's big dummy Ben Stiller. Here's Ben Stiller. Play this.
Possible not to be aware of the fact that people feel this, that, oh, wow, there can be retribution from the government if you say something wrong. And that's really scary. So just to even be thinking that way is, But you know, of course, I'm aware of it. I think everybody's aware of it.
No, Ben, you're dumb. That was the previous administration. That was the previous administration.
His dad, Jerry, is spitting.
I don't, he grew up in a Jewish Democrat household. I think Jerry Stiller, in this day, with Donald Trump in charge, yeah, he may have had a talk with his stupid son, Ben Stiller.
I got to tell you, Matt, as of recent, with Robert De Niro's more recent outburst of his political stance, a movie came out with Leonardo, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to watch it, and I have a hard time watching De Niro these days, but this movie is incredible. It's 3.5 hours, so I'm only 3 days into it, but it's worth a watch. It's pretty good.
And we will be this after back on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio.
Now we return to Outlaw Radio's Demons of Decadence.
All right. Okay, I got a lot to pack into the next couple minutes. So work with me, kids. Welcome back, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. BuyMeABourbon.com.
What do they get if they buy you a bourbon?
Well, if you buy $50 worth of bourbon, you receive this 3-pound book right here that I'm holding.
I hope you have more copies because I demand a copy for myself.
Can you see this book? Okay. I just mentioned I only have limited time in this break.
I know.
It's called Cigars, Cocktails, and Crazy Companions, Magic Matt's Guide to Dive Bars and Ridiculous Friendships. There it is. So buymeabourbon.com, which is right here, buymeabourbon.com. So if you spend, and by the way, those who have already purchased a bourbon, if you add to whatever your amount is, and it comes up to $50, we send you a book.
You're in.
Right? You don't have to start over.
No.
So if you've already bought us a bourbon, just
please include your address.
Well, yeah. How else am I going to get that to him? Donald Trump is so much more entertaining than these dumb actors we just played for you from Con. And man, do I enjoy Donald Trump. Dig this.
When I spoke to this gentleman who was obviously Scandinavian, seriously Scandinavian.
Seriously.
I couldn't get him off the phone because he was so starved for love. He just kept, I must have had him for 2 hours. I couldn't. I said, sir, I have to go. I'm president-elect. Yes. All I said to him, yes, 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 we will take good care. They wanted to know that if they choose us for the Olympics, will we treat them nicely? And I said, we're going to treat you like so well, like you've never been treated. And we got the World Cup. I got them both. And I said, man, I won't be president. Mm-hmm. I won't be. I got the Olympics and the World Cup, and I won't be president. And they're going to forget that I got them. Nobody's going to mention it because, you know, a little bit that's the way life is. And then they rigged the election. And then I said, you know what I'll do? I'll run again, and I'll shove it up their ass. And then
what have I said?
I said, you know what? I got the Olympics, I got the World Cup, and I got the 250th. Look at the way this works out. So if they would have left us alone and wouldn't have cheated on the election and wouldn't have rigged it, I would have been retired right now. I would have been happily doing something else.
Yeah.
And instead they have me for 4 more years. Can you believe it?
How dare you?
Oh, I love him. I love him so much.
Can you believe it?
Donald Trump is so much more entertaining than these idiot six. And then there's Whoopi Goldberg and the tiny minds of The View.
He's 83, so he's a little stumbly, he's a little rumbly.
Wait, stop. So she's talking about Biden. Go ahead.
Right. Since we don't give out the numbers, so...
What could have possibly happened there? You had the number up.
I had it up, but I went...
Let's go.
He's 83, so he's a little stumbly, he's a little rumbly. I can't point to anything that he's done as president that he did.
No,
as president. But I want somebody to tell me, well, when did you know it was bad? If you knew, why did you wait?
Yeah. So
can
I answered that,
can
though.
I get in
he
for a
said
second?
that it was after he moderated the debate.
Yes, but that's not, I'm sorry, baby. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you're telling me that hundreds of people knew that he was not able to do his job, then where the hell was everybody?
Pause. Hundreds of millions, Whoopi. We've been on this Joe is a joke train on this show for years. How about a little refresher of Stumbly Bumbly Joe? Play it.
Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him. The idea that.
What?
Los Angeles and what am I doing here?
What am I doing here?
Yeah. What were you doing there, Joe? How did Whoopster miss all that?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but it sure sounded like she said tar baby.
How did she miss all of that? I just don't understand it. But what I do understand is thanking Tattoo Dave.
Thank you, sir,
for a nicely done 3 hours here on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. My brother Marty, Billy Dilly, who came in from I was going to say the cold, but it ain't cold out there. Slaving over hot coals. He's not even barbecuing. He really enjoys slaving over hot coals. My man, my hoorah! And by the way, you know this special weekend. God bless those who have died for our country. Memorial Day weekend.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
God bless you. Mark C.G. Boyer, thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your sincerity. Mom and Dad, you had me. You're my mother.
She gave you the birth.
Mommy, you had me.
That's why you had me. I'm doing a mad world bit. And my daughter Alexandra, God bless you, man. Love you a million times around the world. Oh, do I really have to go to Ohio? All right, I'm Magic Matt. Don't forget bumblebees can't fly.